Hello, everybody, and welcome to a Slice of Gaming podcast for October 3rd, 2025. I am your host, the Uncharted Wolf, and I am joined today by two very special guests to talk all things happening in the world of gaming, talk about what games we're playing, talk about the future of games, just overall have a good time. Uh, Joining me today is my man Bop. How you doing, Bop?
Wolf, sorry Taylor Swift couldn't make it today. She currently has an album that just came out. I've been listening to it nonstop. It's very good, but yeah, I know she couldn't end up making it. She had to cancel. Sorry about that.
More insulted that you think I would invite Taylor Swift.
All right, we're not getting into it. She's great. She's a great artist. I don't want to hear it. The fans are
Mhm.
crazy though. I'm not gonna defend Swifties.
You're one of them.
I know. So I understand. I'm not defending them.
And I'm also joined by other Taylor Swift fan, Fusion.
No, don't call me that. Don't ever call me that. I'm actually glad that she wasn't here on the podcast today, and I have no idea how she has another album out. Probably sounds like every other album she's ever put out, but shout out her.
Okay, no, we can't get into it. It's we can't get into it. That's crazy. That's a crazy take.
We don't
Well,
have
boys,
time to talk Taylor Swift.
this is not a Taylor Swift podcast. This is a video game podcast, but I mean, maybe we'll start the Taylor Swift podcast next week.
Yeah. April
Uh,
Fool's next year.
yeah, really. It's a pretty busy news week. Lots of stuff happening in the world of gaming. Lots of interesting stories. Lots of bad things. Lots of good things. Just another week, really, for the gaming industry. But we're going to get into that in just a second. First of all, you can find us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts at A Slice of Gaming, and Twitter and Blue Sky at the same handle, A Slice of Gaming. And also, like us, review us, rate us. Helps a ton. Let's just get right into it, boys. Let's start with what is arguably the biggest news story of the week. There were two news stories in particular that really caught my attention, but I thought this would be a good lead in. EA is to be acquired by the Saudi Arabia Investment Fund (PIF). This is Warrior64 on Twitter. Kind of just summarizes said thing. Agreement to be acquired by PIF, Silver Lake, and Affinity Partners, aka Jared Kushner. I forget if Jared Kushner was Silver Lake or Affinity. Um, but kind of that his whole company and his whole investment fund, who is very closely tied with Saudi Arabia as well, and they kind of go into it in the Business Wire article. I don't think we need to read all that because it is a lot of technical terms. Main thing is effectively EA having heavily basically being bought by the Saudi Arabia investment fund, Saudi Arabia to have a very big part in EA moving forward. And also we have this Jason Schreier Blue Sky that I do really want to go really into because there's some interesting aspect here. My colleagues at Bloomberg report that the $20 billion debt in the EA deal is expected to be rated single B, meaning it is considered a junk loan or one that is high risk and speculative, typically offering high interest rates, which the new EA will have to pay. So a lot to go over here. Bob, we talked a little bit about this last week, kind of when it was breaking, but it was still kind of like we didn't know necessarily what the extent of the deal was. We didn't know like if it was a full acquisition. We just knew they were trying to buy themselves out to go into the private district. Now we very much know it's like Saudi Arabia is helping fund EA, effectively purchasing EA, for lack of a better word. I remember being a little more, I don't want to say on the fence, but I was like, okay, we'll see, wait and see. Now that we've wait and seen and we see what the kind of specificities of this deal are, I hate this. I don't like as a general rule. I don't like countries and governments buying video game studios. I don't like the government being involved in gaming at all. I'm very anti-government anywhere near gaming unless it's for regulations like loot boxes and whatnot. But to actually acquire a video game, not studio, publisher on the scale of EA just feels absolutely insane to me. Saudi Arabia, let me tell you, not very nice. There is a lot about Saudi Arabia that they have done in the past. Stuff like being very anti-free speech, very anti allowing women or LGBT to do anything. Very anti, the whole journalist thing, speaking out against the government who straight up just got murdered and chopped into pieces. That's very, very bad. And now they're going to be able to own BioWare and EA Sports FC. And we already know that kind of Saudi Arabia in general is very corrupt when it comes to what they're purchasing. This is like a whole thing about the Crown Prince Mohammed, I forget his name exactly, but his whole thing was very much of, oh, we want to divest away from just having like oil be our main product and our main business, and instead, like, we want to look cool. We want to be like everyone likes us, guys. We own the WWE. We have our own golf thing. I forget exactly what that's called. We have all these different investments in like entertainment and sports and whatnot. Uh, it's very icky. I don't like this at all. I'm curious to see, especially just how hands on they'll be. We see something like an SNK that was also fully acquired by Saudi Arabia, and we've definitely seen with that recent Fatal Fury game stuff like Cristiano Ronaldo in that game, and also like some random ass DJ that the Crown Prince was friends with. They were both just put in the game because Saudi Arabia put a lot of money into it, and also just a lot of weird things there. I'm very curious to see just how heavily involved Saudi Arabia will be. Some people think they won't be and they'll be more hands off, and other people think, oh, BioWare is never going to have same sex couples again in any of their games. I'm curious, very curious to see both of y'all's thoughts. Let's start with you, Bob, because you were the first one to talk about this with me. You brought it into my attention on my
Thank
desk.
you. Thank you for the credit I deserve. Yet listen, you were smart to not take a side last week. If anything, I jumped the gun a little bit. But I'm glad to be on the right side of history here.
Oh no, I mean,
Um,
like, it was just mostly I didn't really understand
yeah,
what was
I mean, we
happening.
didn't know really what was going on yet. We just had loose fake details.
Exactly.
So yeah, I mean,
But you
totally,
were right. You
totally
were
fair.
right.
But yeah, it's nice to jump the gun and be right sometimes. Anyway, so yeah, my thoughts are a little more nuanced than last week. I think I spent a little bit too much time talking about this, like the Saudi Arabia specific element of it, which, like, I don't doubt would still potentially exist with the, like the inclusion of like Cristiano Ronaldo and stuff like that, or
Mhm.
meddling in potential, stuff like The Sims, right, where it's like all of a sudden you can't have same-sex marriage or something like that. I don't necessarily, now that we got like terms on the leveraged buyout, I do think it's going to be more of a financial thing. I don't think they're just going to go in and make all of these. I mean, maybe for new games they might, but I don't think they're going to go in and like revert a bunch of stuff and make them change a bunch of things. I do think they're going to be hands off. However, the leveraged buyout portion of this is the key detail, because basically they're saying we could not make this purchase on our own, or we didn't want to
Yeah.
make this purchase on our own. We are going to lend $20 billion and
Right.
to buy this and then straddle that debt onto EA. So now EA has to make, on a high interest loan of $20 billion, enough money to cover said interest. And I mean, listen, the idea is to pay off this debt, but that's just not financially realistic. I mean, even though
It's like a
EA makes a
2-year
ton of
deadline,
like,
right?
huh?
It's a 2-year deadline, right? I was reading about that.
I don't
Something in like the deal
know
before the deal to be closed around 2027.
what to pay that back.
Yeah, to pay the debt back, which I doubt they could do in 2027.
No way. Yeah, I mean that would be that would have to be a long term. I think it may be to
Yeah,
close the deal, but
probably.
I can't imagine there's a deadline on that, because that would be even worse. I would imagine they just, it's going to be like even though, like, but the point is, like, not even Take Two could pay off this loan if they release
Yeah.
GTA 6. Like, that's what we're talking about here. And so in my eyes, and we've seen leverage buyouts in the past, sometimes, yes, they can on occasion work. However, a lot of the times they don't, because you have this now debt that you have to pay off before, like, and granted, you can still make profit other ways, but like this is going to be a main key point of their financials going forward, and they don't have the current like cash flow to justify this, which means really where I think the changes are going to come in is more microtransactions, more focus on yeah, we'll talk about it with another company, like not really growth, but just extracting value out of the current customers that you have, being more vicious in like the ultimate team sales and like predatory on that stuff, making more DLC, like doing moves financially to try and pay this off. And then when that doesn't work, when they try and be more aggressive with the games they have and that doesn't work, the next step is, okay, what IP can we sell off? What studios can we sell off? Like I don't think they're going to be in a world where they're like, you know what, we want to invest in you, BioWare, because we think you're going to make, you know, $5 million or 5 million sales in Mass Effect. Wait, sorry, what? That doesn't cover any of the costs. Okay, sorry guys. We're gonna send you off to Embracer or I
Or
don't
just
know,
cut them.
yeah, right. Or just completely cut them and they're going to keep doing that and doing that and doing that until EA, again, this is worst case scenario. I just don't see how it doesn't go this way. But eventually, EA would file bankruptcy. They would then split that debt up a bunch of different assets. They kind of brush their hands and say, okay, we tried and it didn't work out, but we still kind of made some money, and the studio's now gone. Thanks, guys, and that's kind of it. So that's where I'm at with this. Again, it could work. Maybe the microtransactions and the FIFA sales, and because that's the other thing, like they have to pay so much money for licensing. Like, is it even worth it? Like, do they even just try and like give up the license and just make a football game and think that'll work? Like, I don't know. I just don't see
Mhm.
from the financial standpoint. Like, I don't even care about the civil discourse or like the like the other change, like the social changes they can make in a game. I just, from a financial perspective, I don't see how they make this money back, and I fear for the worst, unfortunately, for reasons I
Yeah.
didn't think last week that I do think now.
Uh, Fusion. I mean, when we were doing our EA company review a couple weeks back, which already is outdated, but when we were doing
Like
that whole,
normal.
yeah, when we were doing that whole thing, you put up a very poignant point that I agreed with. Of EA is just a very boring company. That kind of, why are you releasing stuff like Split Fiction, or why do you own Respawn and BioWare when like you're kind of just an uninteresting publisher that only releases like expansions for Sims and DLC for your sports games. Like, why are you even trying these cool games? Do you think with this deal they're going to get even more boring? And also, just your top level thoughts about this whole thing in general.
Yeah, I would say my top level thoughts are you guys covered a lot of it, especially from the financial point, so I can't really add too much on that. Like I think overall, like the 20 billion in debt, they're never paying it back. Like I don't
Yeah,
see a
that's
world where they
insane.
pay it back. Like just real quickly about like the social involvement of it, I'm just worried that this is going to be a point where Saudi sees Bioware, Respawn, maybe Respawn get away because Star Wars, but they're going to see all these other things that EA makes if they're going to be hands on here. All these little things like a Mass Effect, a Dragon Age, all of that, and they're going to have no reason to have it. When it's like you can
Hmm.
now make your football games, your soccer games, all this other stuff that brings in the money. That's why you get EA. Because, like we said multiple podcasts ago, because EA is boring, but the
Yeah.
boring stuff pays the bills. So it's like you get them for that boring stuff, and then you stop with all the other stuff. And I do truthfully believe if they have any hands on any of these products that are coming out, that a lot of women LGBT stuff, like a lot of that stuff, I do truly believe are in danger because Saudi is a
Hmm.
terrible, terrible country when it comes to all of that, and a lot of the things they own and everything they do with any of their programs around the world all suck ass because that is one big reason of it. Like they're horrible humans. They don't think everyone's the same. Like they're just bad people overall. I'm sorry, it is what it is. Um,
No, no,
so I
you're
do
right
have
there.
yeah, I do have worries about that. Like I do have genuine worries about that, especially as a huge Mass Effect fan, as in that's a franchise who have for 20 years now, they've always had LGBT interests and they've always had like
Hmm.
big female leads and everything. Like they've done that for a long time, and it's like Saudi doesn't care, and it's like that's one of the things they probably hate the most. They could look at Mass Effect if they really wanted to, see the path they're going down, and just can it because for one, it's Mass Effect and it's not going to do as good as FIFA or NFL or college football.
Hmm.
But it's also like they could use that as an excuse, while their real excuse could be all the other stuff that they absolutely hate. But from like a perspective of do I believe the Mass Effect stuff will survive and all of this? Probably for a few years. I think they could definitely survive for a few years. And if they start bringing in the money, then I'm sure they won't be in danger. But the moment any of these products outside of your sports games slip up, I think they're just not going to be there anymore. Why keep them around? And it's like the best scenario is they do go to an Embracer, which is insane to say, or even a
That is
1010 or
crazy.
someone else. It's like this is the best scenario we could be looking at in 3 to 4 years. Where the other scenario is they just don't exist anymore. So like, I'm hoping, as Bob stated, that he thinks they will be more hands off. I hope that is the best outcome we get here. That they just are there for to have deep pockets and fun things that would eventually bring them more money back. That's the best case scenario for everyone involved. I just don't think that's the scenario they're going to go in. I think they are going to end up being hands on here, and it's going to get really bad really fast.
Yeah, it's just that Saudi government, man. They have been investing in so much, way more than usual. It gets to the point where it's like you got to ask the United States government a lot of questions, but like also like, why don't you guys start investing in your own companies that
Oh
you
God,
own?
no, please.
Well, no, but I'm saying obviously I don't want to. You heard me earlier. I don't like the government being involved in that stuff, but it's just fascinating that it's like the Saudi government is out here buying shit, and like the U.S. government just is like, yeah, take up all our companies. Which that's a whole political conversation that I don't even want to try to get into or start the pod in. But it just says a lot about like that level of just take our companies. I guess it's asinine to me personally, but
It's
I don't
just
know, man.
insane to think that like we've had multiple times on this podcast over the last 2+ years of saying EA could get bought by someone. Like this has been a thing where it's like EA has been
Mhm.
open to like selling. None of us ever thought it would be Saudi. None of us ever brought it up. Like we thought, like we were like Xbox, Xbox could do it. Even
Yeah.
like PlayStation at the time had ties there. It's like some of these publishers could do it. Other people could do it. This is actually the worst. I think the worst scenario for who could have got EA. I don't think
Yeah, even Tencent
EA
would have
already
better.
was exactly. EA already was like not in the greatest spotlight, and like they've been going downhill, and like yeah, they still make money from some of their sports games, but even a lot of their sports games are making less money than ever. So it's like EA was going backwards. No one was like interested in EA as a publisher, and it's like somehow even worse, which is just insane to think about.
Well, and to go back to Wolf's point, I think the term you were looking for, Wolf, is sports washing earlier, where it's like, yeah, are we pretty much own the WWE,
Oh, yeah.
and we own Live Golf, and
That's
now
it.
we
Live golf.
own these video game companies. It's like clearly, yeah, they don't want to be, and then they're doing like this comedy tour, which has been its own news story, otherwise. But and like
Yeah.
Shane Gillis said it the best. It's like, aren't these the guys that did 9/11? Like that's like they are trying to, because I mean really
Oh,
the
man.
thing is, like, the more they do this stuff, people are going to associate him with that rather than all of the terrible things they have done. And unfortunately, it's a smart strategy because clearly it's working. And
Oh, yeah.
like even if it doesn't like necessarily give them the investments that just straight oil would, like, clearly, like, people are okay with it, and like coming like they're not that I don't like that's the thing. You ask someone straight up, they're not okay with it, but then like just passively they're like, yeah, whatever, like WWE's in Riyadh, and Bill Burr's in Riyadh, and I'm playing Madden own, like it unfortunately has just there's been this passive acceptance of it, and that's what they're going for. And the longer this goes, and the more they get into it, it's just going to be more and more of an acceptance when it's
And it's
it's shitty.
and it's not even just like your physical sports. They own the Esports World Cup. That's like
Oh,
something
do they?
they own. Yeah, like they own that. They did. And it's like obviously it's not to the same level of full ownership, but it's like they have like 8% of Nintendo. They have some of Take Two. They have some of Activision. Like
Koei Tecmo.
yeah, like there's a lot of publishers and devs out there that they do have some type of stock in, but it's like
Yeah,
full
they're all over
ownership
the
just
place.
feels yeah. I don't know. It's just they are all over the place, and you hope for the best. That's all you can do at this point, honestly, is just hope for the best and hope we're still getting good games and humans are treated well and everything else. But you hear these news stories, you read these headlines, and you can't help but initially be negative about them.
Exactly. It's like they got to try to prove themselves to be. Every time I think about Saudi Arabia trying to act like the good guys, it's like, no, look at all these things we're buying. I always think about that meme of Darth Vader going, "You should join the Empire. We're cool."
We have
It-
cookies.
yeah, exactly. Um, I I got to bring up this point. I'm surprised no one else I've been listening to has brought this up, but I feel like this whole deal is kind of being done by like Andrew Wilson to try to get a head start out of EA. It seems like Andrew Wilson kind of wants to leave EA. I don't know if you guys saw this story a few months ago, but he was supposedly in line to be like kind of the next CEO of Disney. And I think he's like, okay, if I sell this off, it'll be like kind of seen as a big landmark deal for him, and he could hop out of EA and go to a bigger pasture at Disney, aka failing upwards, because that's just how corporate America works at this point. And that's kind of a point I was thinking about. I don't know if you guys kind of agree with that, but that just seems to be like the one of the spearheads of this deal is just Andrew Wilson really wants to just get out of there.
I mean, like, it's hard to just not speculate, but I could definitely see it being a possibility. It's like usually when things like this happen and companies get bought like this, CEOs usually change. Like there something comes in, they usually change. And if Andrew Wilson wants to go be the head of Disney, I mean, there's not many better jobs than that. I'm sure.
Yeah, it's
I'm
not like
sure.
they're doing very well either, though.
Yeah,
So.
it's like I'm sure he would be like, "Do I want to work at EA or Disney?" I'm sure he'd pick Disney if he had the actual
Exactly.
opportunity.
Yeah, that actually is a pretty good point, Wolf, that I did
Thank you.
not. Um, you're welcome. I had not considered, but yeah, that would make sense. And like honestly, Disney and their fans are kind of fed up with the round two of Bob Iger as it is. So I think they not understanding what the alternative is. Clearly, they'd probably be
Dude,
like, "Yeah, sure, new CEO, great. Now we're
that
gonna."
is
Huh?
that was my favorite thing when like Bob Iger left and then they got a new guy and he was asked, it's like Bob Iger come back.
Yeah.
Like what do you mean? Oh man. Sorry,
and
you
and it's been
continue.
and it's been worse since he's come
Yeah.
back.
100%.
Um, but yeah, I think the other thing we didn't really talk about too is how EA has also been very vocal about trying to leverage AI and into their workflow and into developing games. And to me, that just seems like, you know, the PIF is going to come in and be like, oh, we can have AI replace 500 jobs. You know what? Let's just cut 1,000. We think they could probably handle it. Like it's AI, it'll
Mhm.
learn. And I think that's another thing they see. They just see dollar signs when they see that. And it's like,
Yes.
wow, maybe that's how we, get our money back on this investment is we cut everyone and AI just makes Madden. It's like great. Fucking
Yes.
fantastic.
It's frustrating. I think this is something that we're gonna have to monitor over the next few years, see kind of where this eventually leads, because it feels like just sucky. Like I feel like there's no real positives. Like there was that idea of like, oh, maybe now they don't have to answer to shareholders. It's like, yeah, but I think about that Megamind meme of like, I wouldn't say you're freed from your shareholders. I'd say just under new management, aka Saudis, which let's just say like I don't really think they're they're the nice types to not be meddling into EA affairs.
Well, and it's like, yeah, the other thing too is like, yeah, okay, sure, you're appeasing shareholders, but like shareholders is a very big and broad term. Now
Mhm.
it's like a group of 5 dudes can determine everything if they wanted
Yeah.
to because they're going from public back to
Not,
private.
not not
Like,
even that. It just the crown prince. The crown
right,
prince is
yeah,
like,
it really, yeah, seriously, it could, yeah, just
I don't
one
like this.
person could dictate every single move now if he wanted to.
Well, boys, on to more positive news. Let's talk about Xbox Game Pass. That's not positive. Microsoft in the news yet again this week from Shinobi. Microsoft is increasing the price of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate by 50% to $30 a month, $360 annually. New updates and changes to tiers, Essential, Premium, and Ultimate, cloud streaming quality, etc. And there's a whole kind of graphic here. Effectively, you get the Essential tier, 50 plus games playable on PC, console, cloud for $10 a month. Online console multiplayer, cloud gaming, and game benefits for Riot. And then the premium, which is $15 a month, is new Xbox published games within a year of launch. And then parentheses, Call of Duty is not included in that. Unlimited cloud gaming with shorter wait times and game benefits for Riot, online console multiplayer, and then Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, which is kind of the one that everyone uses for the day one games. 400 plus games, $29.99 a month, 75 plus day one games a year, including all Xbox published games, Ubisoft Plus classics and EA Plus and EA Play included. with Fortnite Crew coming in November, unlimited cloud gaming at our best quality, in-game benefits for Riot, online console multiplayer, yada yada yada. And they also included that PC Game Pass is increasing to $16.49 a month. I don't like
Real quick,
this.
I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Game Pass Ultimate wasn't $15 before this, right? It was 20.
Ultimate was 20. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
saying the new premium is.
No, I know, but why did Shinobi say it went up by 50%? I know it's semantics, but like,
No, because
I
wait, 50%. Wait, hang on.
yeah, if it's wouldn't that be?
I think he's talking about the annual, because I think the annual is up by 50%.
But does that math work out? Anyway, whatever. I don't want. Sorry for being semantical. I just that
No, I'm trying to understand that too. This is the tweet I saw.
it's just
kinda
going
like
up from $10 from
summarizing.
20 to 30, which is a lot. But I
Yeah.
think that like, am I crazy or is that not 50%?
If it's
It's,
not,
because 50%. You would if you do 100%, that's another $20.
Got it. Okay.
50% of $20
My
is
brain's
absolutely,
not
$10.
working. Okay.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's half of. Okay. It's another 10. Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No,
My
no,
brain
no.
was not working.
No, because you started confusing me, and
I
I'm
know.
like,
I was getting confused. I was like, I was like, what's happening here?
anyways, yeah, I don't like this at all. I think it is weird for Xbox to be increasing the price when they are clearly not in the position to be increasing a price. They are not in a advantageous position. They're in a place where they need to start being aggressive about pricing when they are currently in third place. They are currently very heavily being scrutinized by both PlayStation and Nintendo when it comes to this stuff. You could still see value in this. I get it. There's still a lot of value in a Game Pass, but I just don't know how you could say it's like one of the best deals ever when, yeah, $30 a month is a lot of money. $360 annually, that is more than the Series S costed at launch. And that's something that I thought about. It's like, damn, like you're spending so much money for a lot of people. Like, you're not using all the time. I mean, obviously there's a lot of people who use Game Pass and that's how they play games. And I think that's still a good deal to, if you're only playing games through Game Pass, it's like this is great for you. But, I think about like someone who gets Game Pass for like the day one games and it's like, oh, I'm just going to keep it on as this recurring subscription. It's like I feel like you're actively losing money at this point because even if there's like 75 day one games, it's like you're only really going to be interested in like 10 of them. And if 10 even, and especially when it comes to like the very big games, I just think like when you're in a position where you have so many games coming out next year, we're going to talk about some of them in just a bit, where you have a lot of stuff coming out. I feel like you are not in the position to start raising prices now. That's just my kind of broad level thoughts, and we're going to get really into it. Fusion, I actually haven't heard too much about your personal viewpoint of this. I know you're a Game Pass subscriber. You still sticking around?
Yeah. Sticking around, me personally sticking around, I use PC Game Pass, so it is a lot easier on my wallet. I mean, we're talking about $16 compared to 30. But
Yeah.
I do think, I think at the end of this year, I will cancel and just do the. I'm going to decide if this month is worth it for me thing, which is what I used to do back in the day, like when I was on console still and it was a little more expensive. But like at $12 on PC, I was just like, I'm just gonna keep it every month. Like it's fine
Yeah.
with me. I'll keep it every month. I use Game Pass enough throughout the year that it's not going to be that big of a difference. 16, that's why I'm probably just gonna do the month by month, where it's like, oh, maybe Fable's out this month, blah blah. Blah. Like I'll get it this month, and then like Forza this month, stuff like that. So personally, I probably will scale back at the end of the year. I'm just gonna wait because like Outer Worlds 2 is coming up, other stuff's coming up that I can still get value from Game Pass at the moment. So I'm not gonna completely leave it behind. If it was $30, I would cancel immediately though. If I was on the console, it is insane. Me and Bob got into it in the Discord a few days ago when this first broke, as
Per
we
usual.
normally do. It is just like you said at the top. Xbox is in no place to sit here and raise prices of their console a second time, like 2 weeks ago. Like this just happened. And now Game Pass, which is their strategy, which is the best deal in gaming, which you can argue, yeah, maybe it still is, another $10, 50%. It's just like
Mhm.
not even $5, not even a few more dollars. It's like they went from, okay, over the last few years, it's like, okay, we're moving up $2, $3, $5. And now all of a sudden they're just like, no, we're just going 10 now. And it's like the thing that makes me angry is like the video they put out where they're like, well, we're switching it all up and you get all these new features like this Fortnite thing and this other thing. Nobody gets Game Pass for those. It's like we sit here and everyone gets Game Pass for the day one titles. They're there because you're going to be able to get your day one Xbox titles that you won't have to pay $70 for. That's like, I think they could honestly lower the blowback here if they had another tier that was just like even less than the bullshit they threw into the premium tier and make it $30 and was like, okay, for $20 you can still get your day one stuff, but you won't get this useless Fortnite thing and you won't get this cloud gaming thing. Like,
Yeah.
they could make it so like the day one games, which is the reason Game Pass existed in the first place, is still value there. But because they didn't and they just loaded the premium with bullshit, you're stuck with the $30 for the day one games. Because premium, like is premium $15, right?
Yes.
Yeah, the premium, it's like you're not getting the day one games, and they'll say they'll come. You're not getting the Call of Duty. Call of Duty doesn't come to premium, so it's like if you were one of those Game Pass Call of Duty subscribers, now you're forced into the $30 because you don't get it at the 15 premium. And it's like they obviously know what they're doing when it's coming to like there's going to be plenty of people out there who are just forced to pay the $30. If they're able to afford it, they're going to sit here and be like, well, there's nothing else I can do other than just continue to pay it. Like there's millions of people out there who will do that. But then there's millions of people like myself and like many others that they see this and enough is enough. Like a $10 increase, $20 already to me was too much. Like if I was paying $20, I would have not been paying. Now it's 30. And the fact that like whatever semantics, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day, but the fact that the cancellation site crashed the day of, come on, you can't look at it, like Microsoft can't look at that and be like, we made a smart decision today. 2 weeks after raising the Xbox that wasn't selling at all by another $50. Like, I want to celebrate Xbox. I want to root for Xbox. I've sat here on this podcast for the last, it feels like 2.5 years, always saying like, I want Xbox to do well. I love the games Xbox put out, but they keep making it so hard to invest in their ecosystem. It's like Game Pass was the one thing they had where it's like, okay, this is why you get the Xbox. This is why you invest in the PC Game Pass. This is why you do all these things. And they're just outpricing you. And it's like, I don't think anyone's bringing up the point that a great thing about Game Pass was it was cheap enough for you to test video games. It was like, okay, I might not want to, I don't know if Fable is going to vibe with me, but for $15, I'll just get it real quick and see if it's good enough. It was like you could trial and demo games. You can't do that at $30 anymore. You're paying for basically half the video game just to test it out and maybe not even like it. Like, I understand you're getting a catalog of hundreds of other games that are there and you can try those games. And it's like, so you're getting some value there, but it's like, you can't just be a 16-year-old in high school anymore and be like, well, I don't have the money right now and my parents don't have the money to test this game, so I'm just going to get Game Pass real quick for a month. That doesn't exist anymore. You can't just put $30 down willy-nilly as a test this game product thing. Like, it's just not going to work. So I think point blank period, this is a really bad decision. We'll see. I don't think they're going to go back on it. I think this is here to stay, and I'm sure there will be still millions of people who get Game Pass, but Game Pass was, again, not increasing at all. Like, for the past 5 years, Game Pass has somehow been the exact same spot or in the exact same area somehow. So the bright idea was, well, let's just keep raising the price because no, it seems like this industry, not even just Xbox, everyone, this industry, they know they're not growing. The gaming industry is not growing, and everyone is doing the exact opposite thing for it to continue to grow. They're just nickel and diming the people who are already in the industry with them. They're just making sure that people like me, you, and Bop are going to pay more because they can't get John and Tim to get into the ecosystem at all.
Fucking John, dude. He
Dude,
never
I
likes
hate
anything.
him so much. Like, he
They're
is such a
assholes.
punk ass.
No, but like I'm right there with all of the what you said, Fusion. I want to get Bop on the record here. But it's just like kind of frustrating when it's like I feel like I'm seeing more value now from PS Plus Extra, something that we all made fun of for not really being that valuable. And they had their price increases, and I remember us being like very aggressive about that when that happened. But I'm on the store right now. First, real quick, you can upgrade your PS Plus like plan. I'm on Essential, and they could say, "Hey, if you want to upgrade right now, you could just spend $14 for the last 95 days of your subscription."
Yes, Game
which
Pass
is just,
needs that.
Yeah, exactly. It is $135 a year for extra, and great to $160 a year for premium. Which, by the way, Fusion, I know for a fact us two both agree premium fucking sucks. Premium
Yeah.
gives you game trial. No, the classics catalog. Which, listen, I love my old games, but at the end of the day, it's like extra is the one with like the big AAA releases. Premium is with the like $10 games that you re-release, and also you only add like one premium game a month, so that's immediately just not worth it. And yet, what is it? $360. It's $200 more for Game Pass. And extra, I feel like, has gotten better and better each month. Whereas, like, I feel like the value proposition of a Game Pass hasn't necessarily increased outside of day one games, but you're increasing the amount of money it costs for said day one games to the point where it's like I don't even want the day one games anymore. Because okay, let's say Gears of War E-Day, I don't care about that. But then also Halo Combat Evolved remake. It's like I want to play that. I want to play a Fable. Okay, well, let's say those are the only three Xbox games. Obviously, there's going to be more Xbox games that come out next year. I get it. But like, let's say those are the three games they come out in like the first 6 months. Forza Horizon 6 as well, which I don't care about. It's like, okay, I'm excited for two of those. It's like, okay, 2 out of 4. And it's like I spend $30 a month for 6 months. I don't really see the value proposition for playing two games day one that I care about. But Bob, I want to hear you. I want to
Can I jump
understand.
in real quick before Bob
Yeah,
goes?
go
'Cause
for
I'm
it.
sure Bob plays a lot, and I hope I counter what I'm about to say. Um, and it's just funny because for years, one of Xbox's like it was more of their fans, but a lot of people were like PlayStation Plus stuff is too confusing. It's these 3 tiers. It's all of this. What we're looking at right now with Game Pass is now just the PlayStation tiers. All of this thing of like they now have extra, essential, and premium. Like they have it right there, and it's like they're just copying what not exactly copying, but it's like the thing where PlayStation Plus got so much shit. And to be granted, PlayStation Plus is still worse than Game Pass. Like unless for specifically day one games, like and probably a lot of other stuff. I wouldn't say their third party catalog is strong. Game Pass, whatever. You still can't compare the systems. Game
I
Pass is
don't know.
still better. Well, I haven't had PlayStation Plus in a long time, so I can't.
That we can get into because I've been looking this up. But yeah,
Okay.
go ahead.
But it's like that thing of all the confusion that people have with PlayStation Plus, and now with the Xbox stuff, and now it's like you have PC Game Pass, you have essential, extra, premium, and so it's like you have these 4 tiers where if you're someone who's like, okay, well, I want to play Call of Duty every year, your average consumer is not going to know that they have to get the $30 one. They're going to be like, well, Xbox extra, whatever the middle tier is, like I'll just get this. Nope, you're not going to have Xbox. You're not going to have Call of Duty on this. You're just going to have whatever Xbox came out a year ago. So it's like there's going to be more confusion there. It's to me it's just a whole mess, and I just wanted to throw that in there. Of like I remember it's been years of people saying like PlayStation Plus is so confusing. You have all these tiers. That's exactly what Xbox is.
Yes.
Bob, let's hear from you. Get on the
Okay.
congregation.
Listen, and I know I started bad by being wrong about the semantics of the tweet.
It's
So
okay.
clearly, it's like, all right, this guy's gonna defend him tooth. Okay, all right, I get that. I'm trying my best to be objective here. Because honestly, a lot of what you guys are saying are correct. Starting with literally Fusion, that was the first thing I was going to start with. Is this is the first time I've had to look up a separate article to figure out what the fuck's going on with Game Pass. I've never had to do that because just looking at the graphic and all of the fine print makes no sense. And it's like, why do I have to go to IGN or GameSpot to figure out what is going on with these tiers? So yes, I will absolutely give you that. Okay, so it real quick jumping ahead, but because we just talked about it, the differences between PS Plus and Game Pass. So remind me, it's 10, 15, and 18, right? For the price tiers
For months?
Yes.
for PS Plus. Yes, per month.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Do they still do a discount if you buy it for a year?
Yeah, that's a discount because what? So
Yes, I think so. I've never bought it, so I don't know.
Essential is $80 for an annual. And it's normally $10 a month, so you're very much getting a discount.
Okay, because that's where I was getting confused with the pricing, because I think that was the other thing now is like Game Pass, you can't buy it for a year, if I remember correctly. You have to do, I mean, you can prepay with like like GameStop made a whole big deal about and Amazon made a whole big deal about it. It's like, oh, it's $20. Like, fuck you, GameStop. But
whoa. That's my
no, their tweets yesterday, they are still up shit creek, and they're just happy someone else is stepping on the rake harder.
Dude, that's why I love it.
Such a petty move.
I love it, dude.
You gotta respect it, but also also that and then for them to like quote tweet themselves, be like, "Wow, this is a fire tweet." Like, okay, guys. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting
I
off track.
love GameStop social media, dude. It's just like, what is bro yapping about? I love him.
Yeah,
Yeah, continue.
it's just a stream of consciousness. There's no thought behind those tweets. They just let them rip, which again I can respect. Anyway, because that's where my argument was going to be. I wasn't sure. I was only looking at the monthly prices. I forgot that PS Plus. If you want, you can buy it by year and get that discount because I'm pretty sure Game Pass doesn't offer that anymore.
It does
Another
not.
negative for the record. But yeah, Fusion was kind of getting at it. Basically, the way, like, okay, first off, price increases suck. Not only do the price increases suck, some of the things they're taking away, because we didn't even talk about this, because again, they didn't talk about this yesterday or whatever it happened, and then just today people found out about it. So when you are a Game Pass subscriber, you would get discounts on games on Game Pass, and then DLC or add-on content, basically microtransactions. You'd get a 10% discount there. What people found out today is that those I think the games you can still get on sale, but those 10% discounts you would get on microtransactions or DLCs or add-ons is gone. And the way Xbox is justifying it is, well, actually, if you're a Game Pass Ultimate member, you get 10% more in rewards for purchases, so that then offsets the 10% discount. So eventually, you could get more rewards and get a free game, which is bullshit because that's essentially like a credit card company being like, "Oh yeah, you get 5% cash back on every purchase. So if you spend $1,000, you can buy a video game." It's like, you forgot the part where I have to spend $1,000. Like we're getting ahead of ourselves here. So that's predatory. I do not like that. But going into the changes, to me, like, you guys kind of more or less said it. The Game Pass Ultimate is no longer the best value in gaming. Arguably, it wasn't the best value beforehand. It's
Yeah.
definitely not now. And it seems like, and Fusion also said this, the growth is clearly not there. And they are now, like, it seems like everyone is, to more or lesser extents, Xbox seems to be the heaviest on this, is just squeezing out the profits they can get from their consumers because they have just given up on trying to grow, which also sucks. And it's apparent because clearly what they're saying from this is, okay, we have our hardcore users that still get enough value out of Game Pass Ultimate. Let's bump that up, try and extract more out of them, and we're going to price out everyone else. And now, if everyone else wants to downgrade or cancel or whatever, they have to buy our games. So then the game sales goes up, and it, like, I guess would even out for them, which sucks because for the longest time they're like, oh, like, literally, I mean, you've all said it, like, they've been training Xbox gamers to not buy games. They've worried about active users rather than game sales. And now all of a sudden they're reversing course and being like, actually, we care about game sales. Please buy our games. We are taking day one access off of the lower tiers. You have to pay for more money for that. That is bad. I do not like that. And the thing now is that it's very clear that they are saying, okay, because I do think, like Fusion said it, I think they have pretty much structured themselves the same exact way PS Plus has, except now they have this difference between Ultimate and Premium. Because basically it's all the same stuff. Like premium, so like the premium tier on both accounts, right?
Mhm.
Or I guess premium and extra, I should say. They're both $15. You're both getting like first party games later. You're getting a game catalog, you're getting all this extra stuff. I would see that as a 1-to-1. The only difference is the value of the first party games. So if you like Xbox games, it makes more sense to go to Xbox. If you like PlayStation games, it makes more sense to go to PlayStation. The difference between premium and ultimate is a lot of money, and you could argue they both offer varying benefits that do not justify those costs. But now the difference really is the first party ones. And again, this is going off the monthly price, but at $18 a month, that is $216 a year versus $360. That is $144. that is two $70 first party games. And Wolf, you said it yourself, you would only get two first party games from Xbox. So it's like that's the difference we're talking about here. And again, that's still a lot of money for a lot of people. And especially if you don't give a shit about the Xbox ecosystem. Like that's the part here where it's like, yeah, gamers like Fusion, or I think no, I think Bench did like a free trial that came with his laptop. Like they would be more incentivized to come in and try Game Pass, because it's like, okay, I don't love Xbox games, but this is such a good value that like I'm gonna, try this out and like maybe play some games. That's gone. They are clearly cutting that off and saying, okay, we are only going to make this worthwhile for diehard consumers of the product. And the other interesting thing is that Matt Piscatella had that graph the other day where 14% of gamers buy a game a month. And that is who I think they're catering this Game Pass Ultimate to, because for me personally, I still get more out of Game Pass than what I am paying for, even with this price increase. But I have to like a lot of Xbox games and like the third-party offerings they're doing, and I understand that not a lot of people are going to want to agree with that. So it's like it no longer, but like at the same time, it's not the it's there's still a value there. I think they are now on the same tier of like PlayStation, where it's like, yeah, none of the like I think the lower tiers are you're gonna get your most bang for your buck, and you're still gonna like have to buy a lot of games. But if you do want that extra stuff, also too, I forgot to talk about this. The Fortnite stuff makes no sense because that is a free to play game. Who is spending $30 a month to get like premium benefits in a free to play game? That if you're playing Fortnite, you have to play that a lot, which means you're not playing other Game Pass games. So it's like
they added K-pop Demon Hunters, Bob. So I
okay,
don't
you
know.
know what? I'm gonna have to download it. But yeah, so basically, what I'm trying to say is there's a lot of stupid things here. It is not good for the growth of the industry. It's not good for the growth of Xbox. They're clearly going back on a lot of the things that they tried to market before, saying like, oh, Game Pass is profitable. Game sales don't matter because the Game Pass subscriptions like will justify it. Clearly, that is now all bullshit, and that really fucking pisses me off that they're backtracking this hard after beating their chest about it.
You believe them for all these years.
I know. I listen. I get it. Like I am not happy about that. Um, but I'm also not happy about everyone in this industry seemingly jacking up prices, and no one wants to be consumer friendly anymore. And like Switch ones are still $400, and like it's driving me insane. It was kind of like what Fusion was saying, where it's like, yeah, like clearly no one cares about the growth of this industry anymore. And
They just
that's
want a
really
nickel and
upsetting.
dime who's there. They want a
Huh?
nickel and dime they want a nickel and dime the
Right.
people who are already there.
Right.
Which
And they're
is
definitely getting more nickels and dimes out of me. The problem is I'm not going to cancel it until the game, like I get less than $360 worth of games out of it. And right now I'm not. So that's kind of where I'm at, where it's like,
and I don't want to pocket watch you, Bob. I don't want to pocket watch anyone who's buying Game Pass for $30 a month. Do your thing. Like it's your money, and if you feel that you're getting the value out of it, that's awesome. It's just I think for the vast majority of consumers, I don't see the value anymore.
yeah, and but I also think the vast majority of consumers aren't playing Xbox games day one, as well as like a bunch of third-party games day one. And yes,
Sure.
that is clearly Xbox saying this service is no longer for you. We tried to make this service for everyone and get everyone in, and no one wants it anymore. So now we're gonna like raise the ladder up behind you and say, okay, we don't really want you here. We're just gonna go make the money off of the people that like want that. And that sucks. But that it like until they like raise it another $10, I'm
will.
like, well shit, I play enough of these games. It's still saving me money. That's fucking crazy. But it is. So it's like, all right, I guess I'm still here then. We'll wait for the next increase, I guess.
My last thing is also it's like 5 years ago, not even just it feels like for the better of the last decade, Xbox has done things to make it where it's like they wanted it to they wanted consumers to know that Xbox was the best place for new, cheaper consumers to enter. Especially with like the Series S. Like
Yep.
they put the Series S there as a cheaper entry to the industry. And Game Pass was one of the benefits. It's like you could get the Series S for $250. You could get Game Pass for $15. and play so many video games at a cheaper entry than like going over the PlayStation or Nintendo. It's like now that Series S is nearly $400. Now Game Pass is another $360. It's like to now enter the industry instead of $400, $500, it's like nearly $800 for the worst, for now the lowest tier console, which is the Series S, and the best version of the Game Pass, which at one point was just $10. You know, I mean, it wasn't that long ago that this thing was $10. What, 5 years ago, probably? It's like, it is just insane that Xbox as a company for so long, when every E3, when every press conference, when every interview was like, we want to be the place for new consumers to enter the industry at a cheaper price. We have cloud gaming. We want you to play games everywhere, do all this stuff. And now it's just totally backwards. It's like you said, Bob, where it's like another thing that Xbox has went completely backwards on. They always seem to have a plan and never stick to that plan. It's like I cannot remember the last time Xbox has ever sat here and be like, this is our roadmap, this is our plan, and stuck to it.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Yes, but at the same time, they have been on Game Pass for like 8 years now.
Yes, Game Pass is what they're sticking to, but it's also like I would not consider the evolving Game Pass what we're seeing today. I do not consider this was probably their plan 8 years ago.
Yeah, no,
Like,
I'm with you there.
I think at some point, I think we argued about this at some point. It's like I think at some point Xbox realized the day one Game Pass games are losing them money. And I think this is why they're where they're at now, where they have to do the tiers and they do all this stuff because you can't. They were losing money doing every Xbox game day one on Game Pass. People aren't buying our games outside of the system. We're now losing money. So now that's $30. But if you still want Game Pass for all of this third party stuff, it's $15. It's like this is why they're doing it because they were losing money on Game Pass that they have tried to say for 7 years they weren't.
Yeah, well, and I think part of that was they thought they wouldn't lose money if they got the growth they projected to. But when that growth didn't happen, now they are losing it. So they have to justify it with like they can no longer project that growth. So now they have to get that money elsewhere, which means jacking up the prices. Because, yeah, I mean, like it's $360 a year is a lot different than $240. And I just feel like it's definitely an admittance of like, okay, we didn't get the growth we wanted, and now we got to squeeze out like what we have. And like the crazy thing is, they're not even like, I genuinely think obviously it would be genuine suicide if they went to $40, but like I wonder, like, there's no way $30 is their break-even point either, because people like me, like the hardcore users, are still getting like value out of it because not on top of the first-party deals, they're making these other third-party deals like an Expedition 33, a Hollow Knight Silk Song, like. They're still spending money on top of their first-party studios to justify Game Pass. So, you know, it's. I think a lot of that was a miscalculation in their growth, and now they're, especially with the Activision purchase, they are now very much like, oh shit, that growth is gone. We can no longer project for that. We have to now completely change this all up to get our money out of it. The current way it stands. And I think this makes the most sense because now you're basically saying, okay, we are doing the same exact things that PS Premium or PS Plus is doing, with the caveat of this one is more expensive, but it is also the only place you're getting day one games. So it has to be more expensive, rather than before it was like, okay, you're paying $2 more for Ultimate over Premium, but you're getting way more benefits. Now it's like, okay, the cost factor does make a play, just like the cost factor makes a play in Premium. For PS Plus, so it's no longer the best deal in gaming. I don't want to hear anyone say that. It's just now the only like a good deal for hardcore users. Where
I got, sorry to cut you off, but I got two real quick points before we move on because we've been talking about this for about a long time. But
no, it's a good conversation.
My first thing, it feels like, Bob, you're gonna know this very well. It feels like Xbox was too early to something again. Like it feels like,
oh yeah,
of course,
when they launched Game Pass, they didn't have games, and it's like, I think this entire plan would have worked if they did not go 4 years there where it's like no one wanted to play an Xbox game. No one wanted to play Sea of Thieves, no one wanted to play State of Decay, Halo, like none of these games got played. It's like, I think if the current Xbox output of games, what we're getting now, was there 5 years ago, people would look at this and be like, okay, this isn't that bad. Like, they would have got the growth. They would have got the growth 5 years ago because Xbox was such a consumer friendly place, but they had no games. They weren't growing because no one wanted to get Game Pass because it went from we're now at a point where it's like Game Pass was the best deal in the industry, but there's nothing to play. That was a thing that people used to say about Game Pass. So now Game Pass has things to play, but it's too expensive. It's like Xbox yet again with about everything they ever do for some reason was just too early. And you brought up third party, which is a good point. How much does this affect third parties like Claire Obscure wanting to be on Game Pass? Where it's like, okay, if we're Claire Obscure, if you're that dev team, you now know there's going to be millions of less players on Game Pass. And it's like Xbox. Well, I assume Xbox is now going to have to pay these third-party developers more money because Game Pass is now $30. You're now asking these players, these third-party devs, something like a Silk Song who's $20. Why would we be in Game Pass for when our $20 game in a system that costs $30? To
But
me,
wait,
that
hold on.
doesn't add up.
Wait, but doesn't the lower tier still get the third party day
Oh,
one?
maybe.
They don't get I think that's where, because like Extra still
No.
gets day one games. So
Okay, if that's true, then it doesn't matter. But for some reason, I was thinking
No,
because there's
because it says here, it says 75 plus day one games a year. The day one is only mentioned for Ultimate.
okay, that's a big
yeah,
deal
let
then
me.
because Xbox isn't putting out 75 first party games. So like, so it's like something like that. If you're a third party now, like a Silk Song, unless Xbox gives you a huge bag, which I'm sure they still will do for a lot of these devs, what is your incentive to be in Game Pass anymore? Your game's $20. Wouldn't you rather just someone pay you $20? Than, like even a Claire Obscure, which is a $50 game, if that came out next year, it's like there's going to be substantially less people on Game Pass, I assume, and it's like I would assume the devs at Claire Obscure, depending on how fat that check is from Microsoft, will be like, no, we'd rather just these players spend an extra $20 and get our games, and we get the money, not you guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm right there with you, Fusion, and all that. And I think just one final point from me before we get off of this specific thing, because there's another Xbox news story that broke today, kind of related to all this, is I just really dislike Xbox leadership effectively kind of hiding during all this, where they put out that video, as you mentioned earlier, Fusion, of the kind of lady coming out and saying, like, we're giving you all these benefits, and also raising the price kind of deal. And I feel like in the past that would be Phil Spencer or Sarah Bond or Matt Booty or one of those Xbox leadership, but instead they got this respectfully no-name person to come out and do it for them and take all the brunt and unfairly get a lot of scrutinization when clearly she didn't do anything wrong. She's just a marketing person. And I think it's very just rude and disrespectful to not have like one of your main guys come out to say the bad news, because clearly this is a Phil Spencer, Matt Booty, Satya Nadella level decision. And the fact that like they're not the one delivering all this tells me it's like they're kind of trying to hide from the public eye ever since, especially like the studio closures back in June.
Yeah,
And maybe it's better for them not to talk. Like we've seen what happens.
Real quick, Fusion, I just saw you mention that too. So you're right. I think Ultimate is the only one getting games day one, which is
which I thought that's how I thought what it was, but that's insane as a third party dev. Like
it's also insane because then that also changes my point that premium at $15 is not the same as extra on PS Plus, because PS Plus does get games every once in a while day one, and like I don't know, maybe they'll throw them a bone sometimes, but it sounds like they won't. So yeah,
recently
why
I've been getting a lot of indie stuff. Sword of the Sea was day one. Blueprints was day one. Like,
right.
Extra has been getting more day one, at least on the third party side, especially.
Yeah, so it's like they gotta get their shit together on that, because that is clearly less value and makes that product even worse. As far as them not showing up, I mean, it's funny because like they clearly, I mean it's just like everything else, they don't want to be your friend anymore. Like their marketing for the longest time was like Phil Spencer is your cool older, like yeah, right. He's a gamer. He's sociable. He goes on an Animal Crossing podcast during COVID to talk with his friend Gary Whitta. Like he's relatable. Both him and Sarah Bond and Matt Booty, even though he's still unlikable no matter how many times they put him in front of me. Or what's the marketing guy?
Aaron
Aaron
Greenberg.
Greenberg. You
Oh,
know, it's
that was
like, yeah,
Sucks.
clearly they and like, hey, Nintendo and Sony aren't putting their, well, I guess Nintendo still is, but
Nintendo kind of, but even then, it's like they're there to just reveal games.
it's less than it was before.
Like,
So
yeah,
it's
and
like
like
they're very mask off about like, yeah, we don't care anymore. We just want your money. Like
yeah,
we're like
Herman ain't showing up in the state of play. Like that's a big thing.
right, and it's like they don't like. I did think it was kind of funny where yeah, there was like some tweets and like YouTube thumbnails where it's like they don't care, and it's like guys, like that's the one thing I never bought into is like yeah, sure, Phil's like cool and he'll like talk about his favorite games and stuff, but it's like that doesn't make me like him more or like yeah, sure, he might know more to like fight for like certain things, but at the end of the day, he's still a CEO and
Yeah,
they're.
he's business.
Right, and now it's like they're effectively like totally mask off about that, where it's like, yeah, it's a business, guys. Like, of course they're not going to give a shit. They're making more money to buy another house.
Shout outs to Xbox Game Pass, but we also have one more thing to add as a wrinkle. Tom Warren at The Verge published this article this morning, actually, from when we're recording. Microsoft is about to launch free Xbox Cloud Gaming with ads. Microsoft is getting ready to announce an ad-supported version of Xbox Cloud Gaming. Sources familiar with Microsoft's plan tell The Verge that the software maker has started testing ad-supported game streaming internally, allowing employees to play select titles free without a Game Pass subscription. I understand that the free ad-supported version of Cloud Gaming will include the ability to stream some games you own, as well as eligible free play days titles, which lets Xbox players try games over a weekend. You'll also be able to stream Xbox Retro Classic games. Sources tell me the internal testing includes around 2 minutes of pre-roll ads before a game is available to stream for free through the Xbox Cloud Gaming. Microsoft is also currently testing a limit of 1 hour for sessions with up to 5 hours free a month. These limits may well change when the service is officially launched. Hey guys. It is interesting, Fusion. I don't know if you remember, but like about a couple years ago, we kind of went into the idea of like pricing and money in gaming and like all that whole discussion. And one thing we brought up, another outdated topic already, by the way, but one thing that we very much brought up the idea of was ads in games, and like if that's something that these companies are looking into. And clearly Microsoft is looking into that. So hey, point for us for being prophetic. You got to respect that.
I do remember that because I think when we talked about it, it was when Ubisoft, like when an ad popped up in Assassin's Creed or something.
Oh my
Like,
god, yeah, it was like, oh, it was just an accident, guys.
yeah, because we were like, I remember in that conversation, we're like, yeah, ads can work if you're like GTA and it's a billboard in game. But like the minute
Mhm.
it's like something not in your game or like Monster in Death Stranding, like that's an ad. If it's like that, they can work. But yeah,
Free rolls.
if you're like, yeah, you have to watch this 2 minute ad to play a video game, that's when it gets really bad. But like this sucks, obviously, but it's also 2 minute ads to basically test. I think this is more of like just test out this cloud for free. Like the thing about
Mhm.
like I don't think this is a huge deal. It's just I was watching a little bit of Kind of Funny Games Daily, and Tim Getty says the worst part about this is you'll see a year from now or whatever buy this version without ads. Like this is the thing of hey, we're gonna introduce you to the ads, so like in a year you get the version without the ads. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, they're just setting the consumers up for a year from now, being like, hey, you can get the same exact thing, but without the ads for more.
But isn't that just
Which they
Game
already
Pass?
have. Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah,
they
like
already
is that
have.
just saying, hey, if you don't want the
Yeah.
ads, get Game Pass? Because like that's the thing. If this was on like the bottom tier of Game Pass, and they're saying, hey, the only way to get ad-free access is to upgrade when you're already paying, I think that's a fair conversation. But if it's free, like I mean, that's no different than going on YouTube or Twitch now, where I get a minute 30 of ads because I don't have YouTube Premium. Like it is free. It's still bad and they're going to make this worse. But until they're incorporating ads into something I paid for, I don't really like this isn't like 2K where it's like, okay, I already paid $60 and now I'm getting a State Farm commercial in my game. That's horseshit. But
Well, yeah. Oh, sorry, guys.
I don't see this as any different than YouTube. Like I don't know, am I crazy for that? Like for thinking that's wrong?
No, that's the thing is that again, this is like testing, so like I don't want to be full like scorched earth on this. I just don't like the idea of like ads when playing video games. Like I thought about the idea of like in Last of Us 2 of you're experiencing a really emotional scene of Ellie having to kill someone in that hospital and it's like a really brutal moment and then just like right afterwards it's like McDonald's has a brand new double quarter pounder with cheese. It's like that's just a tension breaking moment. I feel like in general if that type of ad is allowed I would not be into it at all. But like you said, I mean, it's free, so like it is a very much a YouTube type system. I'm just kind of worried about like how far will they go? I think about like Netflix, and like Netflix is like, hey, you could pay less a month, but also you're gonna get ads with that version. It's like what if Microsoft starts testing in that direction? And I just personally don't think that is a worthwhile investment.
Yeah, and also too, I think it's fair to point out that it is at the beginning because yeah, I think if they were because I probably wouldn't even like this if it was in the middle of the game because yeah, like if you are playing a game and you are having a tenseful moment and then like the 2 minute unskippable ad comes up, it's like all right, dude, fuck this. Like I'm getting out of here. I'm quitting. But if it's at the beginning and you know your gaming is going to be interrupted, like that's probably the least invasive way they could do it for free. Um, because essentially you're saying, especially on like free play days, because again, they have expanded the cloud gaming system to be beyond Game Pass games. So like just like you can stream other things, and so if you're having a free play weekend for like I don't know, what's a game that just came out? Silk Song, let's say,
Yeah.
and someone wanted to try it on the cloud for free. I mean, that's basically a free demo, and all you had to do was pay $2 in ads when we don't really get demos on consoles anyway. Again, I know I'm probably over justifying it. For me, this isn't a problem until you're telling me I have to like pay for it. Like if Fortnite, because again, Fortnite's free to play. If Fortnite was like, yeah, uh you can no longer play Fortnite unless you watch a 2 minute pre-roll for the next hour. That like yeah, I guess that would suck. Yeah, I don't know.
I just
You
wonder.
caught yourself there, huh?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just like because it's but, like I don't know.
No,
It's a
I'm
service
with you
that's
though. I
not
don't think
being
this is a big
offered.
deal.
Yeah, like it's not a traditional service being offered. You have to pay for it otherwise. Like I don't know. I just can't imagine getting this upset until they tell me they have to pay for it.
And I think no one's using the service. Like,
Oh,
not to
for
be blunt,
Oh
but
no, not at all.
who's
right.
using this? Probably no one anyway.
Which
So
is
it's just
why
a
they're
thing.
doing this in the first place. They're like,
Yeah.
please, we have these servers that aren't being used.
What was the last time you guys like saw an ad for something and like wanted to buy that thing? Because I feel like it's like that never happens unless it's like a video game or a movie.
Well, I mean, I guess there's a difference between because you guys were talking about product placement with like Monster or like
You
GTA
see a
and
monster,
stuff.
you're like, damn, I could fucking rip a monster right now.
I feel like honestly, the only advertising that works on me now is just like honestly, it's like unfortunately, it's influencers when they have cool shit
Oh
or
my
like tech
god.
reviewers. Like they're and like even though
Oh
they're saying
yeah.
they're not like sponsored by them, it's like yeah, but you're reviewing this handheld that's really cool and I want to buy it.
No, yeah, I mean, like, I think those type of. I was thinking more so of like food ads because I did get got where I saw a Wendy's ad and I'm like, damn, I could fuck up some Wendy's right now. And I went to Wendy's and I'm like, wait, I don't even like Wendy's. Like, why did I get this? I don't even like this.
Yeah, I mean, food's different because it's just like, especially something like Taco Bell, where it's like, yeah, okay, haven't
No,
had a
those ads are
chalupa in a
fire.
while. They brought
Those,
back they brought back the Cool Ranch uh,
dude,
tacos. I'm like,
I
shit,
got
all right.
that. I got that. And I was like, oh, that's why they got rid of it.
Yeah,
The nacho
they
cheese
were
one is
never
much
my
better.
favorite either. I always like the nacho cheese ones more.
Check us out on the Taco Bell podcast next week. We're gonna talk more about that.
Hell yeah.
Next up, boys, Mike Stride Insider Gaming has this exclusive new The Lord of the Rings game in development. A brand new Lord of the Rings game is in development. It has been for some time. Sources close to the game tell Insider Gaming that a new title set to be at least partially funded by the Abu Dhabi Investment Office. This funding should roughly equate to $100 million, give or take. The deal has been in the works since last year, and while not signed yet due to the number of moving parts, is said to be made official soon and could happen as early as next week. And this was September 29th when this was written. So Next week, I guess, would be next week from here. As far as what the game will be, sources didn't want to say too much. What was said, however, is that it will be a third-person action game that is designed in a way to, quote, compete with Hogwarts Legacy. Now, I'm not a Lord of the Rings fan, so I don't have much to say about this. I haven't watched the movies, but Fusion, I know you're a fan of these movies, kind of a dork about them, you nerd.
Okay, that's crazy.
How you feeling about this? Are you excited about just the prospect of a new open world kind of Lord of the Rings games, maybe akin to Shadow of Mordor, something completely brand new?
Yeah, I'm very excited for something like this because I remember this was when like Hogwarts Legacy dropped around that time. There was like very small rumors about like Lord of the Rings in a similar fashion, and I have no idea if this is that game that people were talking about 2 years ago or if that was just a thing that people were
Yeah,
just talking
there
about
was
because
like
it would be
small
cool.
mentions.
Yeah, like it was just small. Like I just remember on Twitter being like people just were throwing the idea out there. This is like my perfect Lord of the Rings game. Like if you could do something where you pick one of the iconic Lord of the Rings locations and you do a very something similar to Hogwarts Legacy, I would eat that up immediately. Like Hogwarts Legacy, I've never even seen the Harry Potter movies. I know very little about Harry Potter, but Hogwarts Legacy made me want to watch that stuff. So as someone who's huge in the Lord of the Rings, loves The Hobbit, loves all that stuff, loves the books, loves the movies, I would just devour a game like this personally. It's like we haven't had a lot of great Lord of the Rings games. It's like you have the Shadow of War and Shadow of Mordor games. That's like those are good, but like they've always felt for some reason disconnected to Lord of the Rings as a whole for me. Like I was even talking about Jack in the Discord a few days ago when this dropped. It's like I always forget those are Lord of the Rings games because they just don't exactly have the Lord of the Rings vibes I'm going for. Where it's like I feel like they have an opportunity here to do something really cool. Now, I have no idea. We don't know the dev team, and I have no idea who this Revenge Studios is. When this came out, I looked it up, could not find a thing on them. Like, I found maybe a mobile studio named Revenge Studios that I'm just praying isn't them. So it's like, I have no idea who
Seems
Revenge
to be a
Studios is.
new studio being formed for this
Yeah,
game.
that's would be my assumption too. Is this is like they'll just form something and be like, we're gonna be the Lord of the Rings studio now, just like have you do it with like Marvel Studio. Like this is not out of the ordinary to happen. So it's like that's my hope is like they get a lot of good people in the industry and they make like a Lord of the Rings type studio and they just make cool Lord of the Rings games. It's like that's what I've been asking for a long time. It's the same vein of like I want more Game of Thrones games. I want more Lord of the Rings games.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. I feel like this IP is too big to kind of fuck up. Though they've been doing that a lot lately
Yeah.
when it comes to it.
What was that most recent one? Tales of the Shire? Is that what it's
Yeah,
called?
Tales
So
of the
bad.
Shire.
Cozy
And then there
game,
was
yeah, dude.
Rings of
God,
Power. I didn't hear good things about. Yeah,
Gollum.
it's just you Gollum. Oh my god! I mean
Yeah.
that's like the least of it, or the most of it. But yeah, it's just this is would be under Embracer Group, my assumption, because they had that Middle Earth and Friends label. They do own the kind of IP rights for the Lord of the Rings, so it would
They
be
spent
assumed
so
that
much money. Like, wasn't it?
yeah, it was like
How many?
100 million,
No,
or
I think
I
it was a
thought it was
billion.
yeah, it was multiple billion. I'm pretty sure for the Lord of the Rings IV.
yeah, it was very
I want to say
expensive.
I don't know why 4.6 is stuck in my head,
It's such
but
an oddly
it
I
was
thought
specific
that was.
number.
I think that's Star Wars, not
that might
Lord
be
of the
Star
Rings.
Wars.
Man, all these
But
stupid IP buyouts, man. Why are we buying Star Wars for 4.6 billion and do nothing with it? Shout outs Disney. But yeah, I don't know. Lord of the Rings, I think this is just like a pretty obvious step to do a big AAA game that would assumedly sell very, very well.
you were right,
There
by
used
the
to be
way. Sorry to
a
cut you off,
lot of
but it was 400 million.
400 million. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you were right. Yeah, so way less than what me and Bob were thinking. I guess Lord of the Rings
I
have
mean,
done other
yeah,
stuff, but
yeah, there was that. There was the trilogy. There was the Hobbit trilogy, and then from there, I feel like Lord of the Rings lost a lot of its culture. I don't want to say cultural cachet because obviously people still reference it, people still talk about it. But I think just its like financial cachet. Like Star Wars was still getting a lot of stuff when Disney bought them.
mhm.
You know that kind of difference.
And it's like the Lord of the Rings TV show is not hitting like they wanted it to. So it's
Yeah,
like
they spent like $1 billion on
yeah,
that.
they spent a lot of money. It's like I like that show, but it's like for the mass casual audience, it's not
It was not the
anything
Game
like
of Thrones.
yeah, it's not anything like a Star Wars or any of these other big IPs that like are still today kicking.
They gotta rise Tolkien from the dead and ask him to write a new Lord of the Rings thing. I think that's
Yes,
the strategy next.
they're out of luck.
let's get into our next story. This is more interesting. Halo Studios revealing more on next projects, yes, plural, at next month's World Championship events. This is Ed Nightingale at a Eurogamer. Halo Studios will be giving a deep dive presentation on its next projects at the Halo World Championship next month. This is September 30th, so this month. The event takes place from the 24th to the 26th of October in Seattle and will feature a community stage holding a number of panels, including one with the voice actor Steve Downs of Master Chief and Jen Taylor of Cortana. Further details on the studio's next projects will be shown on the main stage, but there will also be a further deep dive panel on the community stage. So the big assumption right now is that this would be the Halo Combat Evolved remake, potentially getting revealed here. Which we have another article from Michael Murphy over at Insider Gaming that Halo Combat Evolved remake is in co-development by a Virtuo studio. It's claimed. This yet to be announced Combat Evolved remake may be co-developed by one of Virtuo's studios. Two new reliable claims state Halo. With the upcoming 25th anniversary of the original titles, many have speculated that a remake of the game has been in the works. Early leaks and a subtle tease from Halo Studios have hinted at it, but according to Xbox Era and Mr. Rebs, it's in production and already has another studio attached to help. Well, boys, how you guys are the Halo freaks, the big Halo heads. Bad news week for me, man. None of my franchises got anything. Okay? I ain't getting anything from Ratchet and Clank or Doom. I get Halo news. So I got to let you two speak your bars about this. What do you think else is going to be revealed? What do you think about this Halo Combat Evolved remake being done in co-development with Virtuos? And just in general, like, what's kind of your anticipation for whatever this community stage reveal is?
I don't know Bob's opinion on this, but to me, this is really weird how Xbox has kind of given Halo, like the most recent big Xbox like reveals have all revolved around Halo esports, which is not big at all. Like Halo esports is a small esport compared to a lot. I watch this. I'll be watching this because I enjoy the Halo esports. Um, it's just weird to me that they keep doing like this time last year. They put out that first look at the next Halo. Like it wasn't even Combat Evolved. They were putting the look at like the Unreal Engine 5 Halo, whatever it's gonna be. It's like they put that out at the World Championship of Halo, and no one was watching. And it's like most people saw it on Twitter, but it's like so weird that they're doubling down on it. It's even weirder that at E3 this year they only slightly mentioned Halo at the very end, where Phil Spencer was like, "Yeah, Halo is will." Like he said something about a franchise that's been with them forever. Like we just assumed it was Halo. It's like, why wouldn't you do this there if they're gonna show Combat Evolved this month, which I think they will, and I think if you do something like this at a competitive scene, they're also going to show the next main Halo game. I don't think it's going to be anything crazy, but I think we will see the next big Halo game here because part of the reason why I think they're doing it at this competitive spot, which for some reason I don't understand most of it, but the Halo pros, this is their last season, and they're not going to play Combat Evolved professionally. So it's like, is this Microsoft and Halo telling the pros, "Hey, this will be the next game you get to play"? Because this is the last season of Halo Infinite. They don't have any more seasons of this game. They're sunsetting it. It's gone. So it's like they're showing it at this competitive state, maybe to show the players, "Hey, don't worry, Halo will be back in a few years, and you'll get your next competitive game." I don't know. It's just completely weird to me. I think we're going to see both Halo projects here. I just think it's weird that they're using shows that are going to get absolutely no viewers when they have the Game Awards in 2 months and they had E3 Summer Game Fest 2 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick, Wolf. You mentioned there's like no news for you. What's your screen name again on like Discord and everything?
Big fan.
No, your real one.
your government.
Oh, Uncharted Wolf.
Oh, okay. And what's the reference from Wolf?
Is this like, I don't know what this is referencing?
You just got a Metal Gear Solid game, all right? I don't want to fucking.
Okay. The reference isn't from Metal Gear Solid.
Oh, I thought it was
that's his favorite animal, man.
Yeah, I like.
I don't know you.
I really thought it was a Sniper Wolf reference this whole time.
No. You know what? Now it is. It is funny because
Cool.
I was talking to someone and they thought it's like, oh, it's a reference to Wolf from Star Fox. And it's like, dude, I don't even like Star Fox.
Oh yeah, I guess that would be a closer one. Okay.
No, I get it though.
Anyway.
Listen, I made it when I was like 12. Okay.
Yeah, no, clearly it's okay. It's okay.
Clearly, okay, Bop. Like, don't act like you're
No,
some.
trust me, that's revision 20, buddy. I think I started out as like Benjamin back in the day.
Wait, I kind of fuck with Benjamin. Wait, hang
Yeah,
on.
it was, but everyone had Benjamin, so it had to be Benjamin and 20 numbers after it to be distinct on Xbox Live.
How
And
are
then,
there that many Benjamins?
oh yeah, there are a ton of Benjamins because you would specifically do like Benjamin or even one word. It was too much. Anyway, I digress. Halo. So I'm really
Yeah,
happy that this means Bench will be watching the entire World Championships, just like he did last year for that random stream for like a crumb of news.
Oh, yeah. Why did he do that?
Because he thought it was going to be the Halo to PS5 announcement.
Oh, that's
And
funny.
so he just, for some reason, really wanted to be
Why did
there
he
for
care?
it. Huh?
Why did he care? What is wrong with you people?
Again,
He didn't even like Halo 2.
Dude, hype for him is just an ununderstandable thing. Anyway, we've talked about him too much. Hopefully he doesn't have strep. So,
He
yeah,
does.
unfortunately, I think this is just like, like Fusion said, this is weird. I think they want to try and do this to draw attention to the like World Championships, but like I'm just gonna watch the post on Twitter. I'm not gonna. I've never, weirdly enough, been into the Halo esports. So like the closest I ever got was like Rocket League and Overwatch. Shout out Overwatch League. I know Wolf, you were an avid viewer.
Hey, Dallas Fuel, baby.
I'm saying R.I.P. Mayhem. But
Oh my god, the McDonald's skin.
hey, they changed it to cool neon Vice colors. All right,
I
or Miami
kind of
Vice
like the
colors.
McDonald's skin more.
I know.
Anyway, sorry, continue.
No, you're good. Yeah, it's just weird, and like I don't know how much we're gonna see of it. Hopefully, it's more than just like the Unreal 5 teaser we got a couple months ago. I'm like the interesting thing that Virtuos is co-developing the Halo remake makes me just hope that maybe kind of in the same way that like Todd's getting less protective over like with the Oblivion remake and like he let that be outsourced, that like like 343 and Halo, or I guess Halo Studios and like Xbox would be like, hey, maybe we should have other teams help you on this or like make their own thing. But other than that, I mean, I've heard a lot of rumors about what the remake's gonna be. I'm gonna play it no matter what because I love Halo 1, but like it doesn't really do anything for me because like I will easily go back and just play the Master Chief Collection version, and I think that's totally fine. And I mean, I'll still be curious what like the next Halo project is that's not the remake. So, but otherwise, it's hard to say too much about it before we know more.
And they're not going to title drop it. Like the title of this game, they're like the next big Halo. There's no way they're going to announce the title of the next like mainline Halo game at this event. So it's going to be a thing again where it's like they might tease some gameplay in Unreal Engine. Why? I understand the Combat Evolve thing. If Combat Evolve's there, they're going to put the title out there. Blah blah blah. Coming next year. That makes sense. But they're not just doing Combat Evolve, as the article says, and it's like you don't like when we saw Halo Infinite. The first time we saw it was that super put together trailer that was so nice and it came out of nowhere and it like made you happy for Halo again. I don't like the route they're going of like teasing this next Halo and showing us screenshots and saying, "Hey, we're building it in Unreal Engine 5." And it feels like you're taking the hype away from that next Halo instead of just dropping a trailer at Summer Game Fest next year. Or if we just sat here 2 months from now and they were like, and the Master Chief showed up, that is way more hype than being like, "Hey, we're gonna show you a few of these snippets here and there." I don't know. It just feels like this is the exact opposite Halo needs to do.
Unless like the only thing I could think of then is like, what if they're actually committing to a real spinoff? I don't think they are.
I mean, they said projects plural, so
right. So you'd have the Master Chief, or you'd have the remake, and then you'd have whatever this is. But like, because honestly, the other thing too is just like Halo needs a break from the main story. Clearly, like you know,
I've been itching.
the sequel, the second trilogy is shaky enough, but it's like it's almost like the Star Wars, like the third trilogy, where it's like you had 3 different ideas here, and none of them work in consecutive order. And I think you just need to like sit down and really build out a plan, and I think that takes more time than what they currently have. And honestly, just like let it breathe a little bit. Like I would love another ODST or like another something of that ilk to
We'll take a reach.
Right, yeah, exactly. Explore
Yeah.
the lore without like necessarily needing Master Chief and Cortana and whatever the fuck else like in there. So and for them, maybe they're like, well, because it's not a new Halo mainline game, this is a place we could do it because only the diehard Halo fans might only care about that because Reach and ODST are still, even though they're some of they are the most beloved in a lot of cases, they were the least played.
You make a really good point because, I mean, they're called Halo Studios now. Like, there's a lot here where it's like, this could be a Halo Wars game. Well, hopefully
God, I
not.
hope not.
'Cause-
I hope not.
but like, this could genuinely be a Halo Wars game. So it's like,
Yeah.
there's a lot here. The only reason I think it's gonna be the next mainline one is because they already teased the next mainline one last year.
Right.
So it's like it
Yeah.
makes sense. But I would totally be down with what you're saying. Is like, yeah, an ODST or a Reach or something of that level. Even with, granted, it's just a coincidence, but it's like you had ODST and Helldivers 2 months ago. Like, I don't know. There's a lot there where it's like they could do another side project here. Have Master Chief be even a little farther out because I'm sure that mainline game is still 2 to 3 years. I don't think they launch a new mainline game until that next generation of console. So it's like maybe they do have a side project here. And Halo Studios is big enough, like a Call of Duty Studios. It's not as big, but it's like that or Battlefield Studios. All these studios are big enough where they can have multiple projects going on at once.
To me, it just seems obvious to do like an ODST Helldivers type spin-off where like you're being deployed and you're off to take out who's the current bad guy? The Flood, is that still a thing?
No, it's the Banished.
The
Yeah,
Banished. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Banished. You're taking down a Banished camp and like you go with like 3 of your friends. Dude, the amount of people that were so hyped for the ODST skins in Helldivers to where they jumped in on Helldivers for the first time or they came back to Helldivers, there is still this love for Halo within a community that I feel like has just not been utilized correctly. Like doing a Helldivers type spinoff where you're playing as ODST troopers, taking on the Banished, taking on the Flood, the Prophets. I don't know, doing
To your
that.
point though, Wolf, like when Infinite came, like when we got story stuff on Infinite and we realized it was going to be the Banished, everyone went back and played Halo Wars 2, including myself, which I struggled through that game, but I still beat it because I wanted to know more about this new faction. I think this is the perfect opportunity to do the exact same thing. Build up whatever that next enemy faction is, because there's no way
Yeah.
it's going to be the Banished. They were honestly a weak faction in my opinion. But like there's other things to explore, and like let's use this game to do that, to set up that next gen game.
I feel like the Flood should come back. They should make a comeback.
They were
They
always the
cool.
best. I
Yeah.
mean, OG Covenant was
Yeah, Covenant's awesome.
but the Hive
War,
Mind,
war.
Grave Mind were fantastic.
I love the war. All right. Shout out to Halo. Hopefully we see more of whatever that is soon. Let's get into our next story. This is just sales numbers. I want to shout out real quick. Silent Hill F is at 1 million copies across physical and digital sales in just a single day. IGN tweeted that out. Fucking awesome. Great to see Silent Hill kind of make a big comeback. And, 2 Remake got to that 1 million in actually more time. So this is way faster. And it's good to see Konami, release a non-remake, non-remastered game that both reviews and sells very well. So shout out to that. Very happy to see. And also, I got something here from Notebook Check. Never heard of this source, but I did see this kind of come across my desk. Abdul Hadi wrote this. Hollow Knight Silksong has surpassed 6 million copies sold. According to new data shared by Alina Analytics, Hollow Knight Silksong has now sold over 6 million copies across all platforms, with Steam alone accounting for 4 million downloads, which is very, very good for that team. Shout out to Team Cherry. I mean, they clearly made their money back and then some. Very awesome to see this, because that is a phenomenal game that Fusion hates now. But shout out to it.
Why do I hate it?
Because you got Hades too, and you were quick to go, yeah, this is better. Fuck
I
you,
mean, it
Silco.
is, but yeah.
Okay. You know what?
Well,
You were quick to say start comparing. That's my thing.
I would not compare. When did I ever? I haven't been on the podcast since these games came out.
I saw you say, "Oh, Hades 2 is clearly better than Silksong," but you didn't say they're both goats. You were just like, "No, Hades 2 is better." We gotta calm
I
down.
remember Moon asking me, or someone asked me, "Is this better than Silksong?" And all I put back was yes. So I don't know.
But you put an LOL, which clearly denotes that you think Silksong fans should die. That's clearly what that
Some of
means.
them.
Bob's right there with me, right, Bob?
I think some of them should.
Okay.
Real quick, just to before we, I don't know if Fusion had anything more to say there, but you talked about Notebook Check is citing Alinea statistics. I don't know exactly who they are or where they're getting
pretty
from data
decent.
from, but they are like Matt Piscatella has endorsed them in the past. They are, I don't know where they're getting their numbers, but they do seem to be legit and consistent because they've reported on a multiple number of things, but they're relatively new to the space. But they are, like, I believe them when they say that.
You know, they've been doing a lot of good work. I've seen a lot of the people within Alinea Analytics on like podcasts and whatnot. It's like, okay, they seem to understand what
Fancy
they're doing.
graphs. I really like their presentation.
Yeah, seriously. Oh my god.
And 6 million is insane because these are copies sold, and it's like that doesn't involve Game Pass. Like this game probably, I would assume, had 10 million players already, at least. You know, like, gosh, it's gigantic. They really might win Game of the Year. They really might pull it off.
God, I hope. Yeah, I hope either Silksong or Hades 2 can win because that'd be awesome to see an indie game win Game of the Year.
Yeah, there's no other indie games up for Game of the Year this year.
That's
just
not
those
an
two.
indie. That's not an indie. That's AA. Kepler Interactive ruined those chances, buddy.
He's got your ass there.
He always acted like a victim.
Supergiant at this point is borderline.
Whoa, what does that mean?
They're self-published, buddy. Let's calm down.
I was just saying, they're self-published. And they still have like 30 people. They're like the same size as the Clerics Your team.
Damn it.
These Expedition fans, Fusion, always acting like the victims, okay? What are we doing here? You won, bro.
Not so
I'm
fast.
not. No, I am not. I've taken nothing for granted so far. I still don't think it'll win Game of the Year.
I still think it does, but that's neither here nor there. This is the first time in a long time where it's like, I have 3 games that can win, and I'll be so happy. And if it's not one of the 3, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy, shout out Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. There's still a chance. I actually do want to get to that. That game looked really cool. Another game that looked cool are games within our reviews of the week, which we got 2 here. This is a quick one. Digimon Story Time Stranger sitting at an 80 on OpenCritic, 8 from IGN, 8 from the Games Machine, 9 from Shack News, 6 from Game Rant. Seems overall people are pretty into this. Pretty solid JRPG. I do kind of want to check it out. I'm not really a Digimon guy, but I love the style, the look of it. So yeah, shout outs to that. And I also want to shout out for Bob, 82 on OpenCritic for Lego Party. 8 out of 10 from IGN, 8.5 from DualShockers, 8 from Six Access. Pretty positive reviews. I think reviews just came out. Oh no, they didn't come out today. Release date September 30th. Yeah. But no, because the game came out September 30th.
But they didn't have any like pre-reviews. I think people were
That's it, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it seems to be pretty highly regarded, which I think is awesome. I love to see other Mario Party-like games coming out.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't been able to check it out yet, but this one definitely caught my eye when it was first released. And it does seem like, I know Pummel Party's really popular on Steam, but like that's a very, I mean this in the nicest way possible, just like low asset, low resource game that's like a lot of community involvement. And I do, like, no one else seems to make a highly polished, with also leveraged IP like Lego can, party game, and we haven't gotten a big one of those in a while outside of Mario Party. So shout out to Lego for this. It sounds like it's doing well. I really do want to check this out.
Yeah, one more thing. Actually, I forgot to bring this up. Final Fantasy Tactics: The Ivalice Chronicles. That got its reviews. It's sitting at an 89 on OpenCritic. 9 from IGN, 5 out of 5 from Eurogamer, 4 out of 5 from The Gamer, 9 out of 10 from GameSpot. It seems like even with a lot of people's kind of withdrawals about the art style, it's like, no, this game is still like an all-timer when it comes to its narrative and its gameplay. So shout outs. I do want to check that out eventually. I do like my tactics games. I'm just too stupid for them, but I do enjoy them.
I didn't listen to the podcast last week. Did you say Hades 2 reviews last week?
Yeah, we already said them
Okay.
last week. Yeah, it's a 94, by
Dude,
the way.
89 with
Deserved.
76 reviews on Tactics. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, people are into it. A lot of people played it. A lot of people love it. I think it's just that base game is just so good, and also apparently they added a good amount of stuff to it.
Yeah.
Including
that makes
voice acting.
sense. Good for them.
So shoutouts. Now, normally we do what we've been playing next. I do real quick. Normally for the start of the quarter, we check out what's coming out for the rest of the quarter. I'm just gonna ask you guys what right now is like your most anticipated game for the rest of the year, October, November, December. What's the game where you're like, oh my god, give it to me now? I know we're just started October. We already got Ghost of Yote, which Fusion we'll talk about in a bit. But anything else like rest of the quarter? How you guys feeling? Let's start with you, Bob.
The first thing that comes to mind is Outer Worlds 2. I'm still really excited for that. I love the first game. And even though Avowed was disappointing earlier this year, that was a different team. I still have full faith. I still loved what I saw from the showcase deep dive this summer. So I'm that's probably number one. Unfortunately,
You gonna say Pokemon?
I'm gonna say Pokemon. God,
Dude, I'm
like,
right there with you, Bob.
why?
I'm ready,
Why?
baby. It's gonna be a banger, dude.
God, I just
Here's my thing, Bob. You're right now. You're in your anger stage. Or like depression. I don't know which one you feel more when it comes to Pokemon.
right.
I'm in acceptance. I'm like, you know what? This is it. We're dealing with it. I'll roll. I've accepted this is what the franchise is, and I'm just gonna play them.
The latest previews is kind of what has turned me over, because this whole time I've been dog walking this combat, saying it's going to be terrible and it's going to be abusive and it's going to be spammy and it's not going to be fun. And from everyone that's played it has said, yeah, the gameplay is actually, like, I don't really care. Like, I know Tim Gage is like, it feels like you're in the anime. I don't care. I really don't, because no, it doesn't. But as long as people are having fun with it and it is actually serviceable and it doesn't feel repetitive and boring, I have opened my eyes to that, or opened my mind to that, I guess, and be more accepting of it, because, like, at the end of the day, I just can't turn down. I have a disease. As much as I hate this franchise, I can't stop playing it. Stockholm syndrome.
It's fun, man. It's fun to
is.
do the Pokemon, throw them out. Yeah, wait, who's your favorite Pokemon again?
Scizor.
Oh, Scizor. I thought it was a Gen 3 mod for you.
I mean, I do love Grovyle. He's my like Trico's my favorite starter.
That's a good start.
And I do love like Salamence, but yeah,
Salamence, dude.
Grovyle's Scizor's the homie. Like, when I saw him as a kid, I'm like, wait a second, this freaky ass bug dude is all metal and has like razor edges for hands now. This is the sickest thing I've ever seen.
Shit.
Yeah, for me, ass.
For me, it's a Tyranitar, my boy, and Gyarados.
Okay,
I love this. I like the very loud, aggressive. Like, I love Rayquaza too. Like,
I should send you, Wolf. It's a fun. I don't know if you and Bench have done it before, but there's a good like.
Is it like the favorite?
Yeah, the massive graphic where it's like it goes by type, it goes by generation. It's really, really intensive. I'll have to go look
do that again.
Yeah, I should go. I forget what my results were, but yeah.
Anyways, Fusion, what's your favorite Pokemon?
Yeah.
I don't have one. I mean, Squirtle is what I was telling the Discord.
Hey, Squirtle's cool. I like Squirtle.
He's the homie.
Wait, it's sound really dumb. It's gonna sound really dumb. Is he turned into Blastoise, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. But I was like, I was thinking it. I'm like, this is gonna sound really dumb if it's not true.
But yeah, Fusion, in real talk, what's your most anticipated for the rest of the year?
It's really hard because, like, if this was 3 days ago, I would have said Ghost of the Yote, like it was for the rest of the year, easily my most anticipated. But I think we'll go with Dispatch, which comes out 3 weeks from now. Like, I'm not like
that weekly.
Yeah, I'm not huge on the weekly thing. It's the thing is, like, I'll probably start the first one, or if it gets really good reviews, I'll probably just be there a week. If it's like middling reviews, then I might just wait until it's all out like 3 weeks later. Like, I'm still not deciding on, do I want to jump in and play this thing weekly like a TV show, or do I want to just wait literally less than a month and play it all at once? I'll have to figure that out. But I still think Dispatch, we waited so long for it to get a release date, and then it like finally did in the last week of being like, or the last 2 weeks of being like, hey, we're finally coming out this date. Like I'm still super excited for Dispatch. Like I think the writing's gonna be really fun. I think it's gonna be that telltale itch I've been itching for
Yeah.
without the Wolf Among Us and forever. And also I skipped out on Life is Strange last year, so like I am kind of itching for a game in a similar vein of this. I'm not fully on board with the weekly yet, but I think they can nail it. Weekly is at least better than what these games used to do a few years ago.
Yeah, Lost Records was like a month or 2 months, I
Yes,
think.
and I played Lost Records, but I waited for it to come all out at the same time.
Exactly. Yeah, for me, yeah, Dispatch, that's a good shout. That game looks really cool. For me, probably there's a good amount that's coming out of the rest of the year that I'm really excited for, but probably Metroid Prime 4 Beyond is the one I'm like really, really anticipating. Love Prime games. I want to get to Prime 3 before this comes out. And it's one of my favorite franchises is just Metroid in general. And we've been waiting like at this point almost a decade for Prime 4, like 7-8 years, I think. So it's been a long, long time. I cannot wait. I'm so into what this game is showing me. I'm curious what exactly the like new thing is, but hey, maybe the motorbike is the new thing, and they're very much like it's a Metroid Prime game, but you get to kind of change within the locations. And I'm interested in them trying something new instead of just doing, hey, here's Prime again. So that's probably my number one. I do have some other ones I want to shout out. Keeper, Fusion, I know you and me are very excited for.
I am too.
Keeper.
I love Double Fine.
Oh, okay, yeah, Bop as well. Yeah, Keeper. I feel like a lot of people have been like weirdly negative on this one, where it's like, my favorite thing is why is Double Fine doing something so weird? It's like you are not a Double Fine fan.
Yeah, seriously, this is their shit.
They're weird. That's their whole thing. And I feel like I wish we could see more of what Keeper is. I feel like they haven't been advertising it the best, but I'm into it. I want to play around. I want to walk around as a lighthouse.
If you had to guess.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you ask?
How long? Sorry, how long do you think it's going to be? Because that's my thing. It's like, I feel like they're not showing anything because it. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I think it's like 4 hours, which I'm down for. I want that.
Sure.
With all these 80-hour games lately, I'm like, yeah, give me something short.
Yeah, I'm expecting it to be really short. And I was super excited for Keeper when it got released, like when it got revealed, and I still am. But there has been, I don't know if it's letting the negativity around Twitter and everyone else get to me, but it has been a thing of it's like the closer I've gotten to Keeper, like Keeper's 10 days away or whatever at this point, the less like I'm super, super wanting it. Like I'm definitely gonna play it and hopefully day one, but it is that thing of again, I don't know if it's people talking
Just
about
we haven't
it.
seen much of it.
Yeah,
really.
or just not seeing it. It's like the only thing I can ever picture is the trailer from Reveal, and it's like, yeah, I am fully expecting it to be like maybe even sort of the C length, which just feels a little weird for Double Fine because they're a lot bigger than some of the other studios around there that make short games. But it's Double Fine. It'll be fun and unique either way.
Mm-hmm. Right with you, Bop. I am excited for Pokemon Legends EA, and there's no caveat. I'm like, hey, I know what this series is now. I've accepted it. I am not excited for the Switch 2 box art having the stupid fucking paragraph of text on the bottom. Really frustrating, but otherwise, I'm excited for that game. Ninja Gaiden 4. I want to give a quick shout to. I'm really excited for that. Love Ninja Gaiden. Excited just for a new game from Platinum and Team Ninja, my two goats. Mina the Hollower, my boy Jack, I know he's excited for this one. I'm very excited. I think Yacht Club is extremely talented, and this game looks phenomenal. Kirby Air Riders, I'm very, very hyped for. I love Sakurai. I'll play anything Sakurai makes, and I'm super into just a brand new Kirby Air Ride, because that's a game that had like a lot of great ideas, but was just rushed. So the idea of like, okay, this is one that got the time it needed, and getting 2 directs, baby, which is awesome. And then Plants vs. Zombies replayed it. Just quick shout out. I like that. Love Plants vs. Zombies. Anything else you guys want to show?
Arc Raiders.
Yeah,
I
Arc
don't know if
Raiders.
Bob's
Yeah,
gonna
shout
play
that one
that.
out too. Yeah.
I don't know if Bob's gonna play. I think like it's probably because I don't have Marathon right now, but I think Bungie taking Marathon away from me has led me to be like this for this fall. It's like not Battlefield, not Call of Duty really for me. Like I'm all in at this point on Arc Raiders. Like I want that to be my multiplayer experience for this fall and like play with my friends and the holidays and all that. Like I think Arc Raiders can be really, really good. Now we'll see if they screw it up, since like the betas and the alpha test were like super, super successful, but they took a while for this full release. The last alpha was
Yeah.
6 months ago at this point, and people thought the game was going to come out a lot sooner. So it's like there's still momentum there, but it's less momentum than they had. But like I am very interested in Arc Raiders as a product compared to what I know Call of Duty will be and what I know Battlefield's going to be.
Yeah, I actually wanted to shout out real quick Battlefield 6. I'm excited for that still. But I'm also like I'm kind of waiting to see maybe like wait till maybe a month afterwards when it's kind of on sale and servers are more stable.
I also want to shout out Unbeatable, which
Yeah.
is the kind of like it's what is that genre called? It's like a Guitar Hero.
Rhythm?
Yeah, the rhythm game. Couldn't think of the word. Thank you. Where it had a really good Steam Next Fest demo. And so I can't wait for that full game to come out. Also, you guys are gonna laugh at this one. Shout out NASCAR 25. The series finally
Yo.
returns. It's been dormant for like 5+ years, and I somehow got my friend group to get into it during COVID, and we would just run lobbies and talk mad shit to everybody. So, but
Mario Kart
I mean,
step aside.
I genuinely like NASCAR was always like one of my favorite. Like, there was a point of time in my life as a kid where NASCAR was my favorite sport, and so I will always
That
play the
makes
video
sense.
games and always go through the career mode, and also it's a racing game. Go figure. But yeah, that one will be fun. And then also, shoot, there's one more that I just totally lost it.
I mean, while you figure that up, Fusion, anything
Oh,
else?
Deadpool. Sorry, Deadpool VR.
With fucking Neil Patrick Harris.
'Cause I mean, it's just like VR, it's like,
VR
hey,
correspondent.
throwing us a bone.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, I mean that's everything I'm excited for. You guys have any more shouts? But I'm pretty busy quarter, all things considered. And
I will.
go ahead.
I would say, gosh, I'm surprised either of you are not except for Ball Pit, that Devolver game.
Ball
feel
Pit
like-
looked cool, but
I
it's
feel like
just
that's
hearing
that's
good
Bob's
things
game.
about it.
Like I just feel like that. Like I look at Ball Pit, I'm like, this is a game Bob's going to play
Oh,
for 60 hours.
Dude, no, I mean I would, but there's just too many games, and it's like I don't want to play a game that I know I will get addicted to, like Ball Pit.
Yeah, or Monster Train 2.
That's why I think Ball
okay,
Pit
I'll-
because of Monster Train 2.
That's the problem, dude. There's just too many games, and it's to the point where it's like everything I shouted out, I don't even know if I'm gonna get to day one.
Yeah,
like
that's fair,
yeah,
because
same.
this is also the months where we have to finish games that we didn't get earlier
I
because
haven't
we're cleaning up.
Shinobi, Ragebound. God, there's like two
Shinobi,
big games I'm really excited for.
Silent
I haven't
Hill.
played Silent Hill F yet. Exactly. I mean, like, there was something earlier in the year.
Hey, Jurassic
Yeah.
World Evolution 3, shout out that.
Yeah, I am excited for that. Yeah, no, I'm not. Oh,
Yeah, the game earlier in the year was Expedition 33.
no, that's not it.
I know it's not.
No, I know.
Don't
I
you
think
still have to play
I think
Split
that's it.
Fiction.
Yes, Split Fiction. Fuck me. My friend finally actually was able to play, and I'm like, I can't do it right now, man.
Oh, come on. It's
literally-
not that long.
Well, no, actually, it was just like literally he asked me on a day when I was busy. So,
Oh, okay.
but yeah, no, seriously, like it's kind of insane that we're worrying about all the games coming out in the rest of the quarter that we don't even know if we'll get to day one, and then all the stuff earlier in the year. I mean, I'll ask you guys this: is there a game you're really excited for that you just don't think you're gonna make it by the end of the year?
I keep
I'm
saying
saying
that's
it.
already released.
Oh, already released.
Yeah, already released or coming out.
I keep saying it. I want to get to Ghost. I just know, like, I couldn't even finish Death Stranding and could get to Death Stranding 2, so there was just no way Ghost was gonna get there. But I really wanted to get to it. I just know I won't be able to.
Honestly, it's gonna sound bad because I could definitely do. It's not that long, but Doom.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I'm get like either Doom or like Kronos.
Chronos. Oh my
Yeah.
god, that's another game I want to play. God damn it.
Hell is Us also is dangerously.
Oh my
in that
god, that's
area.
another game I want to play. What a fucked
Where
up
I'm like,
life, man.
Exactly. Where it's like I would love like those three specifically. It's like I would love to play those, but they're like they're the longer I wait on them, the quicker they're going down like the I need to play
Yeah.
hole here. So it's like
Especially with
I don't
the
know.
sale prices, most likely.
Yeah, and
With
like none of
Kronos,
them go on sale. So
I mean, that's a whole discussion in itself. It's like, damn, dude, these games are not going on sale. Like, I wish they did, but it seems they want to try to get as much profit as they can out of them, which, hey, I get it. Black Friday, bro. I'm gonna be spending money. I'll say that. And Sonic Racing Crossroads, I want to shout that out. I really want to get to that game.
Demo was fun.
Yeah, fucked up life, man. Fucked up time. Cannot wait to play all these games. We're in an embarrassment of riches era for gaming.
We
I
are.
feel.
I
It's
haven't
in
played
this thing.
Baldur's Gate 3, and I've been trying to get to that game for 2 years now.
Dude, that's a good game. That is a
Game of
good
the
game.
year, and
Yeah.
my friends, it's like the one game that my buddy, who's like, more like just like a very casual gamer, he's like, dude, why haven't you play all these fucking games? Why have you not played this one? It's so good. I'm like, listen,
Dude, he
man,
called
I don't
you
wanna
out.
talk about it. He did, and it hurts. It's true.
That buddy was bench.
Shout out, Jake.
Shout out Jake. Let's talk about what we've been playing. We've been playing a lot. I'll go first. Galaxy 1 and 2 that came out yesterday. I'm about 45 stars into Galaxy 1, and I am very much enjoying it. It's one of my favorite games of all time, and I'm very excited to get to my other favorite game of all time, Galaxy 2, soon. This is just comfort food games. I'm always in the mood to play a 3D platformer, especially a 3D Mario game. They always do the best things for me. Some of the best level design, some of the best game design tricks are just used by these developers. And really, really impressed also with just the actual remaster work. Whether you think it's worth the 40-70, totally up to you. I do think like visual upgrades wise, it is extremely impressive. It is 4K. It looks phenomenal. They actually redid a lot of textures, more than I expected, especially when it comes to character models. So they do look a lot brighter, a lot cleaner, and running, of course, at 120 FPS on Switch too. So I'm thoroughly impressed, enjoying it. I still don't think it's really worth the 70 for both games, but even then, I mean, like, it's worth it for me specifically. I'm like, yeah, I mean, I'll pay the 70 for my two favorite games just getting a re-release. So shout outs Galaxy 1 and 2. Happy to have those on Switch finally, especially Galaxy 2. Waited way too long for that one. Let's talk about
Wolf.
Hades. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, just one quick thing. So if I have like the 3D All Stars collection,
It's
should
not
I
an upgrade
just?
path.
No, I understand that. So
Oh,
what I'm
okay,
saying is,
sorry.
it's like, should I just get two? Like,
Yeah,
I should not buy one again, right? Like, it's
yeah,
just
you can
not.
just buy two because it's like, have you played through one?
No,
Oh my god, Bob. But no,
unfortunately, I stopped at Sunshine.
the worst version of it's a worse version of Galaxy 1, but it's still good. Like, it's still more than good enough to play through one of the best games ever. It's just a lot of the textures are a lot rougher in that version. It's not in 4K. I don't know if it got updated for Switch. I don't think it got updated for Switch 2. It might
No,
have.
it didn't. Yeah, and I'm
No,
probably
but
gonna play this on the TV anyway. God damn it, they're gonna make me buy a fucking $70 re-release.
I mean, listen. Yeah, I mean, if you really care that much about like the look of it, I think.
Which I
yeah.
do, because I hate playing Switch 1 games on my TV.
Yeah, no, and if that's the case, it's like, yeah, I think
Especially at 120, that does actually. I didn't know that.
yeah, it's at 120 FPS.
That's kind of sick.
I'd say it's worth it, but also, I mean, like, it just depends on if you want to spend. I mean, listen, I bought 3D All Stars back in 2020 as well. Listen, man, you bought it twice though. So
I
it's
know.
worth for you.
Fucking company, man.
They get us, man. It's about Hades 2 though. We've all been playing it. I'm about. I can actually check my Switch clock in a second, but
Oh,
from
you
what
picked
I
it up on
assume,
Switch?
yeah, about on Switch too.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a really good version. It's 120 FPS, runs perfectly, looks great. Very good version. But yeah, I bought on Switch. I can pull it up real quick. 20 hours or more. Nintendo does that shit where they say 20 hours
I
or
hate it.
more, which
Yeah,
is
yep,
so
yep.
fucking stupid. But yeah, 20 hours, give or take. I love this game. It is fucking phenomenal. I loved it back in the early access, and we all did. And somehow with this final release, I feel like it's somehow even more polished. I feel like everything is just smoother, cleaner, works a lot better. The gameplay progression is so strong. I remember talking to Fusion about this, of not really caring about the story, but that was because it was in early access. Now that I'm actually playing the full release, I am interested in the story. I'm very intrigued by these characters. The voice acting is amazing, especially Ben Starr plays a character, and he is very, very good, as per usual from him. I really do think this is like kind of the perfect sequel. It takes Hades 1, and I'm like, I don't ever need to go back to that game. I think Hades 2 is just kind of better in every possible factor, to the point of being kind of the perfect sequel. And I think every single aspect about it has been improved. I genuinely, I don't think there's anything Hades 1 does better, which is, I think, which is crazy because Hades 1 is already phenomenal. And now it's like, hey, here's just a better version in every way. So shout out Supergiant. You guys absolutely nailed it. And also for $30, I mean, come on. You can't get better than that.
I'll go before Fusion because I know Fusion's definitely the biggest fan of this one. It was interesting. I had never heard someone put it into this context, but it absolutely fits. I think it was Mike Minotti said that he had someone tell him this was their Breath of the Wild, the Tears of the Kingdom moment, and I had that with Tears of the Kingdom. I didn't necessarily have that for Hades 1. Like, I don't not like Hades 1, but it definitely didn't click. I still beat the game, but I didn't beat like the 10 times or whatever you need to get like the actual ending. I just like saw like
Oh,
the end part and was like, okay,
that's what it was.
like
Okay. I was confused
yeah.
by that.
Yeah, I just like so like I beat it and like I played through it, but like nothing really stuck with me. I didn't really, it was just kind of a game I played and had fun with and moved on. But even though I played this last year in early access, I kind of had the same thing with you, Wolf. And by the way, this is why, like, if you play in early access, start a new save. I don't care, start a new save, because
Agreed.
it was, and I think I'd mentioned this last week, but like getting back into it, hearing that music, hearing Millenoi again, and just like it felt like putting on like your favorite sweater. It's like, dude, we're home. Like, we're back. Like, we're in this shit. And then like, sure, going through the underworld and defeating Kronos, like we already did that in early access. So for me, getting that new extension going up top, I won't say where, but just, going up top, it is added. There's a lot of new stuff if you didn't follow it through early access. And that's where I was totally blown away. And just, yeah, like reappreciating the level of care and craft into this game. I think I took their progression system absolutely for granted before. And now that I've been playing a lot of roguelites and just similar style games recently, it's like, man, they do such a good job. I don't know if there's a game that does a better job of like progression and that one more and just constantly keeping you engaged. It's ruined my sleep schedule. Like, they can fuck off for that. But they are so good at just pulling that carrot a little farther away and just making you keep going. I think I have about like 45 hours in the game, something around that. And yeah, I liked this game last year. I really love this game now. And I had that moment where I'm really connecting with it. I'm really caring about the story and where we're going with it. I still haven't fully beaten it. I'm getting very close. I just got something that's very interesting that now leads me very close to the ending, but the real ending, I should say. So I'm very
Yeah.
excited about that. But yeah, overall, I could not be happier with the 1.0 of this game.
I will say real quick, Kronos kind of a bitch, bro. He's so
Dude,
ass now.
well, especially now that we know someone can easily eat his lunch. Like, I was like, are you
Yeah.
kidding me? Like, this is
He is
way.
washed, man.
But,
This is coming from a pre-patch Kronos game. We're all
oh
pre-patch.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, represent.
Represent. But yeah, Vision, we gotta hear from you, man, Mr. Hades. How you feeling?
Yeah, this is you both nailed a lot of it, but to me, like the original Hades is one of my favorite games of all time. Like it was in my top 10, closer to 10 than one, but like I adored Hades. And like you said, Wolf, this game, Hades does not do a single thing better than this game, in my opinion. I'm with you there. I think this game is the perfect sequel, as in literally everything they did just got better. Like the movement, the combat, the boons, everything they did. It's like they took everything from Hades and then they took everything from early access, which this shows why how important early access can be. As someone who played early access from day one, and every update from every single early access update, I was there, and then to 1.0 to being there now. to show the progress of player feedback and all the things they added and all the changes. It's like early access for Supergiant is so important, and that is one of the reasons why this game is so good. Is they were able to use real live human error to be like, hey, this isn't working out, or this is too strong, or this is that. Like at the launch of early access, the Moonstone Axe was my favorite weapon, and it was busted. That thing was so busted. And seeing it today in 1.0, it's not even probably in my top 3 weapons anymore. And it's like it's so cool to have that relationship with a game where I feel like it's very unique that you don't get with a lot of games. A lot of games don't do early access, and a lot of games are definitely not as polished as Hades 2 was during that early access thing. We all sat here
Oh yeah.
at early access 1.0, and we were like, I mean, at the very start, and we were like, this game's more polished and has more content than some full games come out at launch.
Yeah.
Like this game is insane, and to see how much they've added since then and how they just kept going, and I have fully beat it, and I'm still not done. I have fully beat where I'm at, and I'm still not done, and I've crossed 65 hours, and there's still
Oh my
more. I'm
God.
still yes, I'm crossing
early
my
access they fell?
Yes, I did continue my early access because
Okay.
I played Hades 2 probably 3 weeks ago. like I was keeping up with it. I agree. If it was like you two, where you guys haven't played in over a year, you should restart a save. If anyone's listening,
Mhm.
and it's been a long time, restart your save. But I was playing Hades 2 at least once a month. Like I was always in there. So like I just continued to
Yeah.
play because I was up to date with everything. But yeah, I'm at over 65 hours total going back to early access. I've probably put 20 to 25 hours since 1.0 dropped. Like I've played so much, but yeah, it's that thing where it's like I'm 65 plus hours in. I'm still missing 3 keepsakes.
Yeah,
Oh,
dude.
interesting.
I'm missing
Yeah.
3 keepsakes too. I
I'm
don't know
missing
where those are.
I'm missing 3 keepsakes, and like I have an idea of where they're at, but I still have not had the potential to get them yet. There's still an entire thing on the gosh, I'm blanking on what's on the tree. It's like the fate board. You know what I'm talking about? Where it has
Yeah,
like all the
the God, I forget what it's called.
I think it's like
The
Three.
Sisters
fate-
of Fates, kind
yeah,
of
or
the
something
group.
like
Oh, the
that. But
prophecies. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
the
yeah.
prophecies. It's like I
Yeah.
have so many things on the prophecies that like I've been trying to figure out for 65 hours and I still haven't figured it out. Like this game is gigantic. And I remember listening to Andy Cortez last week when they put kind of funny put out their review. He's over 100 hours and he was talking about how he still gets brand new dialogue every run. And I'm like, dude,
Insane.
it's 100 hours and you're still getting new dialogue and still like they have made such a vast polished like this game is polished. I haven't ran into a single bug. Like
Dude,
as someone who loves Supergiant, like adores Supergiant, it's one of my favorite games of all time. Hades 2, I can clearly say is one of my favorite games of all time. And it's like I even as playing Ghost of Yotai, which we'll get into later more in depth, it's like I'm still thinking about Hades 2 runs. Like I'm still sitting there and I'm like, dude, just one more run. Let me use this build. Let me use this weapon. They've just done such a good job with this game. And I'm so happy for Supergiant and just everyone, all the fans around the world that gets to finally experience this. And this game's still not on PS5 and Xbox yet. It's like
yeah.
the sky's the limit for Hades 2, honestly.
And I think you kind of nailed it right there at the end, Fusion, of like, when it comes to roguelikes, I am not let me keep doing runs. I'm always like, oh, I got one run, cool, I'm done. Like, that's how I always am with roguelikes. Playing Hades 2, I got my successful run against both Kronos and the Surface boss. And I'm like, damn, dude, I want to play more. I've beaten Kronos like 3 times, and I've beaten the Surface final boss 3 times, and I'm still like, shit, like I want to keep playing over and over and over again. Not even because like, oh, I want the true ending. It's like, no, I just want to keep kicking ass. And let me tell you guys, those daggers, I have a problem. It's the only weapon I use.
They're so good. The system they're really good.
I'm still an Umbral Flames like stan. I will not, especially now that I upgraded the aspects of it. I got to that point. I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing anything else until I get the true ending, and then I'll go mess around with other weapons.
The skulls are so good. I promise
Yeah.
you, they're so good.
See, but
Gentle-
also, go ahead.
Sorry, go
Wolf.
ahead. No, I was gonna add to a whole thing. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, but also shout out. How do you pronounce his name? Hephaestus?
Hephaestus.
Dude, he's easily the
broken.
goat. He is
He's
the
awesome.
goat. You get those cooldown times of like 2 seconds, and you are melting
man.
anybody.
Yeah, no, like literally. That's another thing. Is like each of the gods are just powerful in different ways. No, I will say.
Except for Poseidon.
Poseidon is
Everyone hates Poseidon.
Ass.
Everyone hates him.
ass. Oh,
Ass.
sometimes you could get a duplicate bones. It's like,
Hey,
what?
that's his best
That'll
one,
help
though.
you.
It does help.
Dude, I hate Poseidon, bro.
Poseidon was really strong in Hades 1. And I think it was that thing of
Yeah.
he was strong in Hades 1 and Hades 2, they're just like, let's just make him useless.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, man.
Because
But
if Poseidon shows up, I'm like, I'm not taking you, bro.
Yeah,
Like, leave
dude,
me alone.
I will change the boon to get your ass out of here.
yeah. I guess that's kind of like one of my negatives, and like it's almost not even a negative at a certain point, but like I am not really a fan of most of the weapons. Like I am very much and listen, this is the chicken tenders at a restaurant kind of guy where it's like I'm always gonna like the chicken tenders. I can't blame the restaurant for the other things not really doing much for me. But I'm also like, I would have preferred if we gotten, I guess, just one more like fast physical weapon. But also it's like I guess that's what the daggers are. They're kind of used as that um stand-in for like a fast physical weapon. But it's like, damn, I would have liked like a sword or something of that ilk. I don't know. Maybe that's just me being weird, but it's just like, damn, it feels weird that like I feel like most of the weapons are kind of ranged, and it's like I don't really like ranged weapons personally. But it's clearly with you guys, it's like no, you have multiple weapons that you enjoy. So I think it's more of a me thing.
Yeah, I was going to say, interesting, because I made it a point to, I did 6 runs in a row of all 6 of the different weapons, and I succeeded on every run. Like, I
Oh,
think
you're
I
a
was
pro
going to say,
gamer, man.
one of the pluses of this game is every weapon feels like usable. Like there might be some like you like the sister blades, which I do think is very overpowered, but like it's like you can still use like, and there is a weapon. I don't know if you've used it at all. It's the very last weapon. It's kind of like the sister blades. It has really fast
Oh
attacks.
yeah, I saw
Yeah,
that. I wanted to try a run with it, but I'm always like, yeah, but I gotta use the
dude,
system.
it's very good. I like it's
Yeah,
really
I've
good. It
heard
has
they're really good.
very fast attacks, and you can upgrade it to make it even faster. So like they have, like, I was gonna say, a big pro for this game, which I didn't feel like, as I know we talked about Dead Cells a few podcasts ago. Dead Cells was one of those games where it's like I liked like one to two weapons total in Dead Cells. Where like Dead Cells, I
Mhm.
always wanted to get the same weapon. In this game, like I said, I have my favorite, but I also am like, hey, if this, I'm just feeling a new run and I'm gonna try a new weapon. It feels like no matter what weapon I have, I can make a build work out of it. And it's like that
Yeah.
feels so rare for a studio to be able to pull that off and be like, you can put 6 weapons here, and all 6 of them can genuinely be someone's favorite.
Yeah, that actually is a great point too. And to go off of that, not only because I do agree, I have messed with the skulls, I have messed obviously with the staff, and with the sister blades. Um, I haven't like committed to like a huge run with any of the other ones, but like I do like playing them. And I remember in early access I would mess around more. But my favorite thing too, even if you do have a favorite, is that obviously, yes, the boons you get will influence your level of play. But the great thing about Hades 2 is that um I remembered at the beginning when I started over again, I was very just like I was leaning on the attacks. I really wasn't like uh I wasn't doing a lot of synergy with the rest of my move set. And I had to remember, I'm like, no, dude, use the cast, use the special, use everything
Yeah.
at your availability because you can get in such a good flow of damage that is way better than any one single move. Even if it's the most busted overpower thing, you're not going to win until you get that full coalescence between all of them. And that's like Hades, and that is such a hard thing to do in action games. And I feel like Hades does it the best, where it's like you can still win just by pressing one button, but you are going to get the most fun out of this game when you find that synergy between all of the different things your weapon can do.
Yes. Yeah, and I think that's just perfect game design to facilitate that.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like that thing where it's like, and it's like it feels like no boons are really useless because it's like, okay, this boon's gonna help my cast. Like I might get a gust of wind on my cast that makes, now every time I put my cast, I'm gonna freeze my enemies, and then I'm gonna have this fire perk on my main attack, and then my special might do something totally different. So it's like that thing of lay down your cast, hit them with a special, then hit them with your basic attack, and like you said, the synergy of everything together, it is perfect. Like to me, it is Hades 2 combat system to me is perfect. Like that's the best I could put it. It is a perfected system of roguelites. Every like the progression system, everything, like Bob said at the start of this, I have probably not played a better progressive game. It's like no matter what you do, my least favorite thing, I think, like you were saying, Wolf, where I'm with you, where for most roguelikes, I get that successful run and then I stop. And I think it's because a lot of the other games are way more luck based and RNG, and you're not getting something from every run. I feel like there's never a single Hades 2 run I do where I'm not getting at least something. I'm getting new lore. I'm getting a new boon. I'm getting something is always appearing every single run that other roguelikes just still haven't nailed.
Yeah, no, that's all fair. And I do real quick. This is an old screenshot. I posted this on the Discord. I've done a bunch of runs since then. But I got that record keeper that tells you how much you use certain weapons and boons. 1 run with a Moonstone Axe, 3 runs with the Witch's Staff, 17 with the Sister Blades.
Yeah, dude, you got it. I mean, you can obviously do your fun, but I really think there is an ability on the skulls that because you haven't used the skulls at all.
They're just slow, man. I tried
Yes,
them
but
out.
that's my thing. There's a hammer ability where they immediately get sucked back to you. You don't have to go get them; they come back to you, and they are. It is so strong. I mean, so you can be anywhere in this level and just start spamming the hell out of them, and they will always come back to you. I mean, it's so
I
good.
do eventually want to try the other weapons. It's just like right now, like but the Sister Blades are my
And
guys.
that's the thing we didn't comment on how much the hammer upgrades change your weapons. Now you have your weapon, and then you have your hammers where it's like maybe on this run I got this hammer ability, so I'm now going to spec into this. But my very next run, I got a totally different hammer ability. I'm now specking into that. It's like everything is a system within a system, and all the systems work.
Yeah, I mean, it's like 1 run. I could be like, all right, my heavy hitter is my special. I'll set that up. I'll do a lot of like consistent damage with my attack, and then I'll like cast to go from place to place. And then next run, it's like, actually, my cast is so fucking good. I'm going to start with the cast, and then I'll maybe like my special is more of my intermediate, and then I'll do my big damage with my like base attack. It's like every single run, your strategy with the same 3 moves are completely different each time, and there's not a lot of games that are like that where it's like it is very much like, okay, I go in and I do the same thing every time. Even like Expedition 33 is a great example where it's like you would get different moves or different move sets. And that there's a lot of interchangeability there, but nothing to the degree of what Hades 2 do. And granted, it's a different type of game, but still, it's as much as I love that combat, there's nothing that comes close to the level of flexibility and variability of Hades 2. But real quick, what like top 3 boons for
Hephaestus, or like wait, the gods or the actual like boons
the
themselves?
gods?
Yeah, Hephaestus, Aphrodite. Oh god, and there was one other. Oh, I'd forget who they are. This is a really stupid thing. I always get excited when I see Ares, not for his boots, but just so I could yell out, just like in God of War, because I have a fucking problem and I always think about God of War when I see Ares. That's just a little side point. God, there was Hestia. That's my girl.
She does the fire stuff.
Yeah,
fire.
I think.
By the
I
way,
would say
Hestia's
mine-
not in God of War. That's fascinating.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But yeah, go ahead.
Mine are Aphrodite. I love Aphrodite. I love the up close.
Why?
Especially, I understand why you like her because that up close damage with the sister blades,
Yeah.
broken.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Ridiculous.
her, I think it's Hera. I think that's how you pronounce her. Hera, Hera.
Hera.
She has a super strong ability where you get a hex on enemies. So any enemy that has a hex takes all are taking damage at the same time. So like if it's a group of enemies, you just absolutely shred them.
Wait, is that the? That sounds
It's like a
Athena.
blue. No, it's not. It's not. I know what you're thinking, but no, it's not.
Okay, so Hera's the one where it's like the blue green with the O.
Yes, I think it's like a little blue shield
Zeus's
looking
wife.
thing.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I would
by the
say-
way, should be my wife.
and I really like is it Demeter, whatever?
Demeter, yeah.
Yeah.
Demeter.
She, like when you could put frost into your build, it gets really, really strong. Like to just completely stop enemies in their tracks where they're not moving at all towards you, especially for cast. Like that's my favorite cast is when I can freeze the enemies.
I think.
Sorry, God. You go. Sorry.
I think for me, Hera, because especially for the umbral flames, like getting some like casting a large cast with the hex and then being able to peel back and do like either like was it the orbit with the special or to just like use your regular attack with that is so fucking broken. I love that one. I also love Zeus. I think he
That's
has
just
for
great.
me. I love his range because
You're
I
a day
feel like
one
the
guy.
lightning bolts can apply to a lot of different things and have a lot of different use cases. Especially, oh my god, the duo between him and Hestia with the Scorch is unreal. That is one of the most broken boons in the game because it's like, yeah, anytime you inflict Blitz, you inflict Scorch. It's like, cool, I'm just going to literally murder everyone on sight. And then, but also, yeah, Hephaestus.
That's this, yeah.
Dude, yeah, his booms are every time I see those little pliers, I'm like, yup, give me those, give me all that, give me that right now.
I think
Did
it's funny how I don't know. I'm trying to. It's saying a boon. The god I'm about to say is it a spoiler?
no, go
Um,
ahead. I already
is
said
It
it up
starts
Aries.
with.
top? It's if
Oh,
it's
you
up
already
top,
said
it
Aries.
probably
Oh,
is.
you
Oh
already.
yeah,
Well,
I
you
guess we
already
did
said
say Ares
it.
and Hera,
Yeah,
which are
oh
up
yeah,
top.
guys, Ares is in this game. What?
Well, I don't know,
Well,
but
because yeah,
I find it funny for one where they introduce them is really cool. I love the way they introduce them, but it's the thing of
I like how more late game they are. It's
yeah,
pretty
where he
interesting.
gets introduced, it makes me feel like his boon, like his normal attack boon, is super powerful, and
it
I
is.
feel like
Yeah,
they
the
introduced it
plasma.
at the right time of saying, hey, this game's about to get extra hard here, especially that last boss on that side. You're gonna need them. The game's like,
Yeah,
here's Ares. I really like Ares' abilities because kind of like how you guys like Hephaestus, where he does like the explosions and stuff. I like where Ares has like the cast will drop like the big knife down, or like when you're dodging, you'll have knives follow behind you, and it's like kind of like Hephaestus where he does that type of damage, but in just a different way. So like shout out Ares. I really like any type of build. And I was gonna say it's really fun how like Bop as a range player has certain boons that he's gonna really like, whereas like someone who is close range like Wolf will go to like Aphrodite because he wants the close range
yeah,
boons where Bop's like I'm gonna sit back in my range and use Hera and stuff. So it's really cool how like all the boons
and
will work for any build you want, but you can also specifically build a boon build for your weapon.
I was gonna say because I do like Aphrodite because when I get those, especially on the special, I am up close just spamming Y because it's a really tight orbit around me, and that'll be my damage dealer. And then if I get the hammer to do extra damage to armor, like that'll just melt. So yeah, it's that thing where it's like, yeah, depending on the boon, like I can either go long range or up close with the flames, which is why I like them primarily because I think there is good range, or like both short and long distance. But yeah, it's the inner connectability between it all. I mean, it's not a Venn diagram, it's a spider web. It's like they all can work in so many different ways.
Yeah, and that's a
yeah.
good point. Is range or not, like even it's cool. I guess I think that's why I think range weapons are so powerful is because like you said about you can turn your range weapons into just a point blank shotgun. Like, you can straight
Mhm.
up. So like you can have the luxury of I need to sit back on some of these bosses and play more distance and like play more. I need to be here to dodge all this. But some of the other bosses, like that last one at the top, if you have Aphrodite, range or not, just get up in the shit and like just start spamming. So it's like it's cool. That's why I am preferring the range way more than I was at a lot of these other updates is because I can just have so much flexibility with the range stuff, especially the skulls. I actually hate the flame. It's actually my least favorite weapon, so it's just funny to hear that you like it a lot.
Beef does too. Beef's got my back.
Yeah, I know you guys like it a lot. That's my like. It's not my favorite weapon, but I've
I
used it and won with it. So like I still think it's a good weapon. It's just like I think the skulls are so good.
I just think this is a personal thing. I know, but like I don't want to fight like the god of time, like Kronos, the Titan of time, and pull up with torches. It's like who the fuck is
Motherfucker,
this?
Hecate has torches. Like, what are we doing here? Like,
Well,
she's a
yeah,
boss. Fuck you.
like a
No,
Minecraft villager.
yeah, exactly. It's like what? Who the fuck is this? Like, no, fuck you.
Hey, I love that the Sister Blade is like the Artemis thing. Like, cause Artemis is my favorite
Oh,
in this
my
game. So
wife.
it's
I
like
love Artemis.
I just love that. Like that's the like, but that's funny that you just show up with torches.
And I red
I,
shot.
I was thinking about this though, like when playing Hades 2 Fusion, where I'm like, damn, now I really want that Greek god of war because I'm realizing just how many gods and how many like
Right.
major characters were not even in the trilogy. of like, as I said, like Hestia never appears in God of War. Same with like Demeter, she's not in God of War either. I don't think so. Kronos is in God of War, and it's like the best boss fight in God of War 3. But like, you know, stuff like that where it's like, damn, there's so much Greek mythology that like even like the Greek mythology franchise didn't even really get into.
Hades 2
As it
is
says, like,
easily the
it's
best like
so
Greek
good.
mythology game, or just Hades in
Yeah.
general. I think Hades had a good argument, but like okay, and maybe not easily, but like I
Yeah,
remember
there's 3 goats.
I remember playing gosh, Immortals Phoenix Rising.
Oh, no. Okay, let's
That's
not
what you're
compare.
comparing it to.
I know, but I
You
just
didn't
remember
play
playing
the
that.
2 good Greek
That
games.
is true, but it was also I remember playing that. I was like, dude, this is just so bad compared to Hades.
It's like
That
what
is true.
it's like what is God, what was it? The like narrator in that game, one of the Prometheus in Immortals. It's like, why is he wisecracking? You have a bird eating your intestines.
Can I trust tree for
the
a second? Can I be
the be-
vulnerable?
real quick, the best Greek mythology game is Kid Icarus Uprising. Just want to shout that out real
I
quick.
forgot about Kid
One
Icarus.
day we get a remaster and people will see the magic. But what were you gonna say about?
So when I first played Hades 1, I may have wondered why Kratos wasn't in the game because I thought he was the god of war.
Oh,
That's usually,
dude.
you probably shouldn't
That's
admit that out
fair.
loud.
He becomes the god of war. He literally kills Ares for that spot. But
Okay.
Kratos,
All right.
Kratos is a character in Greek mythology, but like kind of like he's not really that big of a deal. He's kind of like
Right, yeah,
bro.
clearly. I mean,
Yeah.
but there's a lot of characters in Greek mythology, so yeah, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
he's not like this is gonna sound like worse than he actually is, but he's like a bodyguard. in Greek
Right.
mythology.
Yeah, no,
That
it's
makes
literally,
total
yeah.
sense.
Yeah, and David Jaffe had the idea of like, oh, what if we had him actually become like the god of war, you know, and
Yeah.
like more of a character. And
Dude,
I want that God of War trilogy back because dude, those 3 games are awesome, especially 2.
if they would have thrown Kratos in Hades too,
That would have been sick.
Would that be copyright infringement? I wonder.
I don't know. I feel like they could figure it out with PlayStation and just
No,
have
'cause
it
you could
like
he could be. He doesn't have to be the god of
Yeah, he
war. He
doesn't-
could
yeah.
be one of the side characters. Like when you get a level and you get like the friend that gives you a boot. Like he could easily be one of those guys.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, like he is a character. Like he
Right,
he has a Prometheus bound. Like he has a what's it called, relationship to Prometheus. Like
Yeah.
you could definitely do that. But yeah, shout outs Hades 2. Shout outs Greek mythology. Greek mythology is awesome. More mythology based games. You know, like I'm really excited for that Egyptian God of War, especially Egyptian mythology. Oof, that's hype. But yeah, shout outs Hades 2. Dude, Supergiant, man, they're on a roll.
it's so good.
This season, and this is like far, far in the future. They just launched Hades 2, but like, do you think they do a new IP afterwards?
That I was thinking that. I think they do.
Yeah,
I think they do
same.
put a new IP out. And then I'm gonna feel I'm like Supergiant, I'm there day one no matter what. But I wonder how the majority of players who like only have played Hades, they have no idea what Supergiant else has made. I'm sure it'll be that thing of from the creators of Hades 2, they'll show up, but like I'm very interested on what they go in next because they're so good at the genre of roguelikes now that like
Mhm.
will they fully walk away? I'm not sure, but it's like
3D
they can
platformer, baby. Come
they can
on.
do whatever they want. But it is that scenario where it's like Hades is now becoming a very important franchise to a lot of people that if they
a big
don't
deal.
announce a Hades 3, which I don't think they will, it's going to be interesting to see the feedback from the players.
We need these people to play Bastion, Fusion. Okay, we need them to understand what true peak is. I mean, Hades is better than Bastion, but still, Bastion is awesome.
It's funny because it's genuinely a thing to me where if you would ask me the day, like any day, it's like I could give you a world where I think every game they put out got better than the last one. It's
Wow,
like,
yeah, interesting.
they have like they just do, and it's just I don't know. It's just
they're
crazy to
very
me that-
talented. They're
Yeah.
true indie studio in the name, like just like Yacht Club Games, just like what was it, Inner Sloth. It's like this is a true indie like success story.
like back-to-back 94s is just
That's
like
crazy.
that doesn't happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like unless you're from Soft or like a Naughty Dog or
Exactly.
something. Like they're at that level of putting these type of games out. Granted, they're not the same budget and all that, but it's just insane to me.
Yeah, I mean that's the point though. It's like it's not the same budget, so like they're making way more money.
Yeah.
They are like maybe not like considerably more money, but more so like they're making better profits. They're spending a lot less money and they're making a lot more, which is just incredible, dude. Shout outs to Supergiant, shout outs to that team and what they are doing. And also, last thing, shout outs to that soundtrack. Goddamn.
So
dude,
good.
dude, the fourth, like the second to last Surface Boss theme. Oh my god. Oh my god. I was getting my ass whooped by that boss, but that theme is so good.
It's just I don't know. There and the art style, like it's gonna be very hard. I'm already sitting here like, dude, I gotta pick art direction between
This
Silk
one's every
Song and
category.
82. Like that's what
man.
I gotta do.
Oh man. Bob, fill us in on baby steps real quick. I want to hear your thoughts on this.
I was gonna
because
say
have
we
been playing
should get
other
this
games.
out of the way before Yote.
Well, no, I'm
yeah,
interested generally. Like, how are we feeling about baby steps? I've heard a lot of great things.
So I think it was I was talking about it with Fusion earlier this week, but it's like baby steps, and I've realized these are the the types or kinds is the word
The
word
types of games.
scramble I just used there. These are types of puzzle games that I like, and you're thinking to yourself, "What? This is not a puzzle game." Baby Steps is a puzzle through gameplay where the controls are very hard and unintuitive on purpose, and you have to that is the puzzle is solving the game the controls and then the game giving you varieties on that and figuring out how to navigate it via those controls, because that's pretty much all the game is. It's funny. It's kind of like Death Stranding in a sense that it's like a walking sim, but like imagine, in Death Stranding where you have to like hold the triggers to like gain your balance. That is the entire game for Baby Steps. The story, I hear it gets endearing. I can understand where we're going with it, but like still, it do not play this game for the story. The art style is a little weird, but honestly, I kind of like once you get into it, you're like, yeah, none of this makes sense anyway. I'm totally fine with it. Um, it's basically it's the game I've been playing alongside Silk Song when Silk Song pisses me off, because yes, Baby Steps does piss me off, but like it is weirdly enough a chill zone out game, except for when you're falling and then you get pissed off. But like and it's in a similar vein where it's like, okay, I'll make progress and maybe I'll fall. There was one time I'm like trying to cross this bridge. I thought I got over, so I like lunged over to try and get over, and like I guess my foot was still in the water, and the water was rushing so rapidly that it like started dragging my body in, and I couldn't stand up because it wouldn't let me. So then I'm literally falling down this river, and I go probably 500 feet down, and I'm looking up like, motherfucker, I got to do all that again. Like, but then I've done it before, so I did it a lot faster. I don't know how much longer I've left. I'd imagine I'm like maybe a third, maybe halfway through the game. But I really do like it. But it's strictly like you have to like the idea of it being dumb, literally unintuitive gameplay. Like if you've played a Bennett Foddy game before, you understand what you're getting into with like QWOP or getting over it. If
Foddy
if
games.
you're into that, this is the game for you. If you're not into that, do not pick this game up, because it's very much it is not trying to be anything else than what it is.
Yeah, no, these Fodian type games, like that's exactly what they are. Where it's like, yeah, it's unintuitive, but you also it's that feeling of like perseverance, fighting with the controls to eventually make it a very simple task of just climbing a mountain. It looked really cool. I saw some streams of it. I'm into the vibe. I wish I had more time because like I would like to check this out in a perfect world. But yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Did you watch
You
the
sorry,
marathon?
go ahead.
The kind of funny versus giant bomb marathon they did of this? Not
Yeah.
marathon, but like little
Yes.
race.
Yes.
That was funny.
Yeah, it does provide like even whether you're by yourself or with friends, because I think there is a co-op mode built into the game. It is just like one of those games where it's like you're gonna get into funny moments, you're gonna get into ridiculous, like it's that sandbox game of like you are creating the moments you remember for yourself, kind of like Peak. Would be another kind of one of those games. Granted, that's more multiplayer focused. But like I am. Like I know we've all made fun of this game when it would show up at like showcases and stuff, but like for what it is very fun. I don't know like where I'll end up in my rankings, but like I like it. Like I find it more interesting and engaging than a lot of other games that I didn't think would be there. So Shut up.
This will be top 5 on your list of the solid games.
No,
We
it will not be
laugh,
top
but,
5. I will guarantee you it is not top 5. There are way too many good games for it to be top 5. Top 10, we'll see.
I'm just saying, man. I mean, like, I think I've heard you talk about this game way more than Claire Obscure. So, like,
That's
don't be
just
surprised,
not
guys.
true. That is just not true.
Fusion, you've been the only one to jump into the big Sony first party. I'm washed. I know.
I know you are washed. Making me
Yeah,
sad.
I know, dude. It's money, and I had to replay the Wii games.
I just saved money and you spent money on those games.
How do you feel about Custom Yote, Benny? Yeah, I know it's just started it last night.
Yeah, but I did play a little bit more this morning. I'm 5 hours in, so like I'm still
Okay, pretty
pretty
good.
pretty good in there. Super strong intro to the game, just as you expect, because Tsushima had a really like prominent, iconic intro. Like this game, just as strong. Like it's very good. Right off the rip, visuals. Like we all know like well at least people who've played it knows how good Ghost of Tsushima looks. I was comparing it to Yote. Yote's like actually a night and day difference. It's kind of insane.
Oh, really?
How like like textures and stuff. I still think faces could be a lot better. I just don't think they care enough. Like they're not going for the Death Stranding 2 Naughty Dog Rockstar level face quality. Like they're fine. They're not like just amazing. They're not like the I can
They're
see every
serviceable.
pores. Yeah, it's not like I can see
Which
every pores like on
I don't need to
what's
see
his
the
face.
pores.
Yeah, on Sam Bridges. But like it's just at this very moment, I spent 4 hours this morning just running around the open world, which is my favorite thing. Where they have crafted the open world where I love the most, where it's like I'm not opening the map. I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna see something, go do it. I'm gonna see another thing, go do it. And they've done it so well, where building off that foundation of Tsushima, which had a very similar open world, but it even feels more open than that, where it's like
Yeah.
it's just like there's so many. I'm running into so many things in the open world where it's just like I'm going to my objective, but I'm going to stop and do this, and now I'm in a side quest. And I'm going to my objective, and now I'm going to stop, and now I'm getting a reward for this. Kind of how like Bot was saying with Hades 2 earlier, where it is a really good progression system. That's how I felt with Yote 5 hours in. No matter where I go in this open world, no matter what path I take, what cave I enter, what mountain I climb, I'm getting rewarded for it. It's never hitting a dead end and getting something useless. I'm always at least getting something out of everything I do. And it's like that's how you make open worlds engaging. Where it's like you're not feeling like you're wasting your time going from point A to point B, and between your times from point A to point B, you're actually going to point C, D, E, F, G. You know what I mean? Like you're getting to 17 different points because the open world is so engaging that you stop yourself in your tracks and you say, "Oh, that looks cool. Let me check it out." It's like those are my favorite type of open worlds. It's like the combat. I still only have the one weapon, so like it's very much just Ghost of Tsushima combat, but just on steroids. Like my favorite thing in the world right now is if you see in the trailers, where like if you kill someone, their weapon can drop, and you can pick it up and just lunge it at another enemy. It's so sick.
Yeah.
Every time where I would just grab someone's spear that I just killed and just absolutely go through another person's body, and they're just like instant dead. So it's like they've added just so much of just like quality of life features that a sequel should add. Where 5 hours in, I'm super into what I've played and like the writing, even just from the jump. I think Tsushima has good writing. I think this has great writing at the moment. And it's like these are all little things. I'm getting only 5 hours in. I cannot wait to continue to just play 50 more, I assume.
Yeah, man, this is gonna be a very deep game. How you feeling about Erika Ishii? You think she's doing a good job?
Yes, I do. I think again, I'm super again 5 hours. I can't say a lot, and I don't want to like spoil anything. But like I'm from what I've seen online and from what I'm hearing at this moment, because of playing, is like I think she is going to, if she keeps up, I'm not going to be shocked to see her at best performer, like at TGAs or wherever. Like she's doing really, really good, which is good because I remember me and you talked about the podcast probably 3 months ago where I had a little bit of pushback from the trailers. I like Erika Ishii a lot. I've played plenty of games with her in it. I think she was really good in Dragon Age. But like from what we were getting in the trailers, I was kind of like, she doesn't sound exactly right, but like no, all so far it's like all my frustrations, everything I was worried about, none of it's come true.
That's awesome to hear. Definitely want to hear some updates as you go through the game. Is it going to be a big game? I imagine this will be your big October thing for the most part. Very interested to hear more because I think this is still a game I really want to get to. Hopefully soon.
I hope you do. I think it's that thing for me where it's like It's hard because it's hard to not directly compare it to Death Stranding 2. I think it's just because
Mm-hmm.
PlayStation, their last big exclusive, came out 3 months ago.
Sequels.
Like, yeah, both sequels. Like, it's very hard to not want to compare them, but I sit here and I'm comparing them, and it's like, it's weird to say, and I'm jumping the gun a lot, but it's weird to say like 5 hours into this, it's like I can already see a vision in a world where it's like I drastically like this more than Death Stranding 2, or I can already see a world where it's like this should be the game up at TGA's and not Death Stranding 2. Again, that's just far stuff out there, and I'm jumping the gun, but it's like
No, it's
that's
all
the
fair.
type of enjoyment I'm already feeling from Yote, where I'm like, I played this morning, and then we had to do the podcast, and I'm like, I wish I would have just kept playing. You know what I mean? Like
Sorry, my
I
bad.
wasn't. No, you're
Oh,
completely fine. This has been great conversation, but it's that thing of like, I'm in the golden age of gaming. Me going from Silksong to Hades 2 to this, it's never been better. Like
yeah,
I'm
dude,
on
you've
cloud
been
9
eating, man. That's
of
crazy.
every game I've played.
Dude, I feel that, man. I'm going from Galaxy 1 and 2 to Pac-Man World 2. Like, hell yeah, dude. I'm the same way. But no, I get what you're saying. It's like just overall embarrassment of riches. Every game reviewing so highly, and it feels like we're not even close to the end of the new releases. It feels like there's like 20 other games still coming out the rest of the year, as we mentioned earlier.
Yeah, it's
hopefully,
a lot.
Bob, you can get to Ghost of Tsushima, Ghost of Yote, maybe next year or so. Who knows?
Hey, Wolf, if it makes you feel any better, I did try the first level of Pac-Man World 2.
Oh yeah.
Not playing any more of that, but that was cool. That first level was cool.
Hey, you know what? You didn't need to say the not playing anymore of that, but shout outs.
Could have lied and said that was your next game you're playing.
Yeah, I would never have checked. There's too many fucking games, dude. Okay, listen,
There
I
are.
would have jumped in on that by now. But yeah, seriously, shout outs. Ghost of Yote, Sucker Punch, they're doing a great job. Shouts to Nate Fox and that team. Really love them. They are one of my favorite PlayStation studios to this day.
I think when we did, because I remember it's been 2 years now, but remember we did like we ranked the PlayStation Studios like SA whatever. And I think we put Sucker
Yeah.
Punch in the A tier or something. I think Yote could move them up.
Yeah. No, I mean they're consistent. That's one thing you got to shout them out for. I mean, like Sly Trilogy into the Infamous Trilogy into Ghost of Tsushima and Yote. It's like, damn, they just keep making like none. The lowest a Sucker Punch game has ever been to me is like Second Son, which was like a 7, and even then, like that game's awesome.
Also, shout out, more studios. Like a lot of games have pretty quick loading time, but nothing compares to
Dude,
first-party
it's
PlayStation
crazy.
Studios. I press a button to fast travel, and before my button like engages, I'm there. I'm like, how? It does
It's like
not
they
make
knew.
sense. It is insane. It is as fast as Spider-Man 2, which up to this point is easily the fastest. You just like you're there in Spider-Man 2. It's just insane.
Yeah. Shout outs, man. Nothing faster. I'm glad they understood the assignment of the SSD and the fast loading screens because hot damn, like it gets kind of crazy at a point. But I think that's it, boys. Everything we've been playing, everything we've been talking about in the news. Long episode. Shocker, am I
You know
right?
why.
Fusion and Bob. But overall, I mean, like it was a big news week, and I think we had really, really good discussions. A lot of differing takes, a lot of differing ideas. And let me tell you, Hades 2, I could talk about that another hour.
I
if
was gonna
really
say,
wanted to,
I think we
man.
talked about Hades
Really,
2
that was
for
a
so
sneaky
long.
long segment.
I think we talked about it for so
Dude,
long, I forgot about the Game Pass talk on the same podcast.
Dude, same. I was like, well, yeah, we talked about Game Pass and Saudi. What the hell? I think that's the thing is like we talk about all these negative news stories, but it's like, dude, the games are still awesome. It's still fun to talk about video games because they're so fun. Shout outs, man. Yeah. Shout outs. Anyways, if you guys want to find us, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever your favorite podcasts are, we'll be on them. Same handle over at Twitter, Blue Sky Gaming, and also like us, review us, host of time. With that, thank you for watching, everybody. Say goodnight, everybody.
Good night. Play more indies.
Hades 2. Hades 2.